morning, I'm Mzansi. Welcome to your most spectacular Tuesday ever.
Ooh.
Right here on Expresso, your feel-good kickstart to the day. Thank you so much for choosing to start your Tuesday with us. Feeling very Tuesday this Tuesday.
It is very Tuesday. I love the energy, Grace.
It's a good energy today.
We
I
are
feel
channeling all the good vibes today as we're getting into the show. 3 hours is what we're talking about. And also, many of us, we tend to put this one off, right? We're talking about our health, and yes, it is still January, and we want to start the year on a good foot. So many South Africans only visit the doctor when something feels seriously wrong, even though silent conditions like high blood pressure and high sugar can develop without warning. Now, we've brought in the best of the best, Dr. Chanel Martinison from Inno Health Medical Centers, and she's going to basically unpack why regular checkups actually matter more than anything.
Preventative, we
yeah.
step in before. Absolutely love that. And then if you need maybe the inspiration to get yourself moving, and we always say maybe it just starts with one foot in front of the other, and then just repeat that 10,000 times. We want you to get ready for, it's an insane story of resilience and purpose. My favorite word as an entrepreneur, changes the game completely. He becomes a social impact activist. I'm talking about Keith Boyd. He's going to join us in studio. He has just run an astonishing 11,000 kilometers across 9 African countries, breaking a Guinness World Record through the process, all to inspire youth leadership and positive change. Put your money where your mouth is, or put your feet where your mouth is, I suppose. But he's going to be sharing the incredible journey behind his powerful new memoir, Running Africa, Cape to Cairo. He's earned the right.
He definitely
He's earned the right. I love
I just want to know what kind of running shoes he's been using because wow. But of course, it's not just us holding things down here in the mother city. Out in the city of gold, Zanele, the gorgeous girl, is also there. Good morning, Zan.
Oh, good morning, my gorgeous family. Guys, you don't only look absolutely stunning this morning, but your energy, I can feel it from the mother city, baby, and I am loving it. Also, 11,000 kilometers. I don't understand. I'm very excited for that on the show, right? But my family, beautiful, beautiful Expresso family, no matter where you are in Mzansi, we're so glad that you decided to join us, because this morning, you could have been anywhere else, but we love the fact that you understand where to start your morning off on the perfect note. So, la Mzansi, la Egoli City, welcome, Sanmonani Sianamkela, to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. And as you heard in Cape Teasy for Shizi, there's delicious things on the way, honey. But to round off this incredible menu that we've got on the way, we're catching up with a familiar voice in entertainment. It's none other than Ayanda Makuzeni, who's here to break down what's buzzing in the world of pop culture and trending stories right now. And trust me, you want to stick around for it because it's a wealth of just so much that's happening. But more than anything else, all together, we've got health, we've got inspiration. Honey, we've got all things entertainment, and we're so excited to get into it with you. And trust us, we're going to be getting into some delicious things as well, because, Sana, we've got a performer of note in the building. I'm talking about Ransu, an absolutely incredible rising star whom you definitely need to know. Do not go anywhere. Why? Because we've got so much on the way, but also, right about now, we want to make sure that you are up to date up on this earth. And of course, we do that by getting into the news. Here's the news headlines with Carissa.
Thank you so much, Zanele. 4 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's dive straight into your national news headlines, where President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa must sharpen competitiveness and expand markets, especially within Africa, as global growth remains subdued and trade tensions rise. Now, in his weekly newsletter, he highlighted the Presidential Economic Advisory Council's push for increased public infrastructure spending, as well as lower business costs. Now, key interventions in electricity, logistics and water have ended load shedding and improved rail and port performance. Ramaphosa noted that infrastructure must create jobs, while a sovereign credit rating boost has strengthened fiscal credibility, with investment expansion critical to turning recovery into sustained, inclusive growth. In other news in the country, data rollover rules changed short-term bundles, excluded the Independent Communications Authority, ICASA, has amended regulations governing the duration and validity of cell phone data packages, effective January next year. Now, the change required telecommunications companies to transfer unused data at least once, with rolled over data valid for the same period as the original bundle. Now, this allows consumers to use part of purchased data beyond the initial expiry date. The rules excludes data bundles valid for 7 days or less and promotions. Now, the regulations were published in the Government Gazette. Let's take a look further afield at your international news making headlines, where South Sudan's military has ordered all civilians, UN personnel and charity workers to evacuate 3 countries in Jonglei state ahead of an operation against opposition forces. Now, clashes described by the UN as the worst since 2017 have shaken the country for months, with some of the fiercest fighting in Jonglei along the Ethiopian border. The South Sudan's People's Defense Forces said, quote, Operation Enduring Peace, end quote, is imminent, directing residents to move to government of controlled areas, while UN peacekeepers remain in Akobo trying to de-escalate tensions. Meanwhile, France's National Assembly yesterday debated a bill to ban children under 15 from social media, citing rising concern over online bullying and mental health risks. Now, the legislation would bar under 15s from social networks and embedded social features, and now heads to the Senate before a final lower house vote. President Emmanuel Macron backs the move, urging action ahead of September's school year and pointing to Australia's under 16 ban. Now, lawmakers said limits protect young minds amid broad political support across parties and echoed by public opinion. And finally, the month of love isn't just about that. South Africans are encouraged to slow down, look up, and reconnect with nature through the Great Backyard Bird Count, running from February the 13th to the 16th. Now, from suburban gardens and farmyards to city balconies, neighborhood streets, or even local parks, anyone can take part. The bird count aims to tally as many of the world's bird species as possible over 4 days. Now, more than 800,000 people joined in last year, nearly every country, recording 8,078 species. Participants spent about 15 minutes spotting birds and share sightings using the Merlin Bird ID or eBird app. Now, in its 29th year, the count helps scientists track bird populations while reminding us how time spent in nature can bring joy. Well, if you are single this Valentine's Day, there's definitely a task for you to do. That is where we leave your 6 o'clock news. We'll see what's happening again at 7. For now, though, here's your sports.
Oh, I love this name when we talk about the Australian Open. So let's start with the US big tennis Grand Slam, the first one at least, and Ben Shelton reaching his 3rd Australian Open quarterfinal with a win over Casper Ruud, showing his form, now setting up a beautiful clash with 2-time champion Jannik Sinner. And he, of course, dismissed Luciano Derderi in straight sets, finding his form again. And then on the women's side of the draw, the big guns showing their mettle. Iga Swiatek cruising past Australian qualifier Madison Inglis to book a quarterfinal spot as well, up against Elena Rybakina. Love that the rivalries are coming back as well. Now let's get into the cricket, and the ladies are lighting up the Women's Premier League. Nat Skyver-Brunt, she smashed her first Women's Premier League century, in fact, to lift the Mumbai Indians to a record 199. This is a T20, and that's in Vododara, and a crucial 15-run win as well over the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Then RCB, they slumped to 35 for 5 at one point before Risha Ghosh's blazing 90 kept them alive, but the chase fell short ultimately as the Mumbai Indians jumped to 2nd on the table. Now let's get into some footy, as Tierno Barry scored for the 4th time in 5 Premier League matches as Everton recovered from a flat first half to draw 1-1 with Leeds United, and they need every point they can get. James Justin, he had earlier put the visitors ahead, but Barry's second half finish earning a point that keeps Leeds winless away since September. Pressure now mounting. Well, we jump across the border as Getafe's La Liga winless run stretched to 7 matches now after they were held to a 1-1 draw by Girona, who struck a dramatic 95th minute equaliser. Talk about Fergie time. Now, Luis Vasquez, he had put the visitors ahead just before the hour mark, but Vitor Reis' late header earning Girona a point that lifts them now to 10th and further clear of that relegation troubled zone. So that's where we leave our sport for now. We're going to look at, well, sport of life. And when Keith steps in here with his incredible record-breaking feat, we will understand what it takes to conquer those massive mountains in our physical life and emotional and mental. So if you've got any questions, please plug in, let us know on the socials. But right now, let's fill you in on what the day is going to look like outside.
Well, thank you so much, Gray. We're definitely looking forward to that conversation. For now, though, let's turn our eyes towards the weather to see what we can expect for today. Now we get started out in Polokwane, where your week with rainfall is expected later in the day. Temperatures will start off with a low of 17 degrees and reach a warm 30 degrees today, with light winds expected to come through from the southeast. Out in Klerksdorp, you can expect mostly sunny conditions for your side. Temperatures start off with a low of 19 and climb to a high of 34 degrees. In terms of your winds, they will be light and coming from the southwest. We move over to Pretoria next, where you can experience mostly cloudy skies today. Now temperatures, they're ranging between a low of 19 and a mid 33 degrees as your high, with light winds expected to come from the north. Looking a little bit further into Johannesburg, today you'll experience mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures, they start off at 17, but do peak at a nice 30 degrees for you today. Light winds will be coming through from the southwest. Well, let's move on over to Mbombela, where today brings cloudy skies with light winds from the east. Now, in terms of your temperatures, let's start off with a low of 19 and work our way up to 30 degrees Celsius. From Mbombela, we move to Bloemfontein, where today brings mostly sunny conditions with light winds coming through from the northeast. Now, today will bring you a low of 19 with a high of around 35 degrees, but it will feel more like 30 degrees, so you'll be all right. Out in Richards Bay today, you'll experience partly cloudy skies with a low of 23, reaching a high of 30 degrees today. Now, strong winds are expected to come on through from the northeast. From Richards Bay, let's move over to Durban, where you can expect mostly sunny skies with warm conditions. Now, in terms of your temperatures, they'll range between 23 as your low and make its way up to 29 degrees as your high. Some winds coming through, it will be moderate from the northeast. Well, Mthatha, you next. Today you will experience afternoon thunderstorms. Temperatures will start off with a low of 19, but then work its way to a high of 32 degrees today. In terms of your winds, they will be moderate, expected from the southeast. That brings us over to Cradock, where you can expect mostly sunny conditions on your side. Now temperatures, they'll start off with a low of 18, but peak at 34 degrees today, feeling more like 39, so do pay attention to that. Strong winds from the west with gusts up to 34 kilometers can be expected. Well, out in Gqeberha today, mostly sunny skies with a 19-degree low, peaking at a 27-degree high today, with moderate winds expected from the southwest. Well, gorgeous George, you are up next, and today brings partly cloudy conditions. Temperatures ranging from a low of 17 and reaching a high of 25 degrees today. Your winds will be light coming out of the south. A couple of hours further down is Cape Town. Now let's start off your Tuesday with cloudy morning skies transitioning to sunny conditions today, accompanied by moderate winds coming through from the south. Temperatures start off with a chilly 17 and rise to 23 degrees today. While for Sutherland, you'll experience sunny conditions today, where temperatures will range from 13 as your low and 30 degrees as your high. Strong winds are expected to come through from the west today. Let's move on over to Kimberley, where today will bring abundant sunshine to your region. Temperatures will range between a low of 22 and then reach a high of 37 degrees today. So brace yourself if you are in Kimberley. Moderate winds can be expected though from the west. And closing out with Uppington, today you'll experience sunny skies accompanied by moderate winds from the northwest. Your temperatures are looking like a 23-degree low with a 40-degree high. A warm day out in Uppington, but definitely that is the norm. Now we get into our sunrise view of the hour, getting back into Gauteng because Varushka sent the most incredible morning view. And representing Hekpoort, we had to also see exactly what this side of town looks like. And it is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. Thank you for capturing the silhouettes of all the trees there, making way for the sunshine to come on through. We wish you a beautiful morning, Varushka, and thank you for showing us a part of the country that maybe most people haven't seen. We do appreciate you, and remember we do this again at both 7 and 8 o'clock, so we look forward to your morning views. For now though, Graham did start off the show saying that it is Tuesday, so let's help our Kendall pick an outfit for the rest of the show.
Look, I'm not saying I'm going to Uppington today, but in honor of Uppies and what you're going to have to go through with that 40-degree high, I think I'm going to dress accordingly. 'Tis the season, so we've got to enjoy it, savor every last ounce of sunshine that we can, and we've got some great little fashion capsules, if you will, to dive into here that celebrate summer in the most dramatic way. So, of course, yellow is having a moment this year, whether you want to call it butter yellow, whatever, it is here to stay, and the softer butter shade quickly becoming a must-have color this season. I love it. I narrowed it down to 2 looks that I'm kind of both loving. I'm going to need you to help me decide this morning, please. So let's start with option 1. A nice laid-back summer look, a printed yellow cotton shirt. It feels beautiful on, paired with some light blue distressed denim shorts. I'm so glad denim is back. And then some black double-buckle leather mules. Really funky and so hot right now. Now let's move to option 2, a slightly more modern edge, a black vest. Please, I'd love to cook in a vest today. Come on, it's hot. Then we've got a straight leg denim short, which is a bit bigger. I like the baggier fit there as well. Layered with a beautiful yellow striped shirt and crisp white sneakers. I love both looks. You can understand why I need your help on this Choosy Tuesday. So please take a look. You can go online as well. Some great picks there. You can have a look at option 1 and option 2. What do you reckon is the best outfit, the look, the feel for a beautiful summer's day in SA? Maybe you want to step outside, just feel the temperature, step in and give me your inspiration for the day. Really will appreciate it. And of course, you can get these amazing looks in-store, online, or using the amazing app. And you can let us know on the Expresso socials which way you are leaning towards option A or towards option B. And then, of course, in just a moment, we're going to embrace the summer's day with a whole lot of motivation. Keith Boyd is going to be stepping into studio in just a moment, and he's been doing a lot of steps, over 11,000 kilometers worth of steps. So if you've got any questions about resilience, about character, about getting back up when you've fallen down, please share with us on our social media platforms as well. We'll see you now. Great options.
It's a tough choice, Gray. Buddy Yellow's having a big moment right now, but the jorts are my favorite.
And they've got their baggy. I just love it, man. I love that vibe. No, I'm happy with both.
Okay, well, we're feeling it. Remember to vote, or cast your vote at least across our socials. As we get into the rest of the show, in just a bit, we welcome on Dr. Chanel Matthiesen, and we're going to remind you why, as an adult in South Africa, it is so important that you have regular checkups with your doctor. Not only when things are at the absolute worst, but just to make sure that prevention is better than cure. We get into that conversation and then a moment of breath work for this Healthy Tuesday, and we hope you will join us as well. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And of course, we're feeling good, Mzansi, because you are in the building. And thank you so much for trusting us with your morning. Because honestly, we could do anything when we wake up in the morning. But the fact that we decide to be together, I told you, it's the best thing. And speaking of the best, sometimes you have to challenge yourself. Sometimes in life, you need to tell yourself that, you know what, it's scary, but I'm going to do it anyway. And my friend, I am talking about the fact that today for our Good Morning Post, we want to hear about those scary things because we know that at this time of the year, it's all about challenging ourselves. So we want to know on #Expresso Show, what's the scariest thing you've ever done that changed your life for the better? You've got to let us know via voice note as well, 063-036-9649. And please put that #Expresso Show to use and go and let us know on all social media platforms. What is the scariest thing you've ever done that genuinely made you better for it? My friend, let me share with you, Ness, so you can understand that it's a two-way thing, this thing. So firstly, it was taking out a loan when I started my career in entertainment because I needed to get to certain places and I just didn't have the money. But then it paid off because, you know, now we've got jobs and things like that. But let me tell you another one. Now, this one's very, very personal. It was saying yes to my crush. It was scary, sana. And then I got bitten. It was bad. And then now I'm better for it. Why? I know better. Okay. Let us know. #Expresso Show. Come on through. All in the name of the Good Morning Post, rather. For now, though, let's jump out onto Cape Town. My friends, what's going on? How are we proceeding with the show today?
It is a Health Tuesday, and we have to get into this. I'm not saying I'm calling you out, because I'm also an adult South African. But many South Africans who are in the adult category only visit a doctor when something actually feels seriously wrong. But routine health checks often fall to the bottom of the list, especially when people feel mostly fine. Now, the problem is that conditions like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and also high cholesterol can develop quietly without obvious symptoms that happen. Now, by the time warning signs appear, the damage is often already underway.
Thank you for loading a new fear for
I'm
2026,
sorry.
just to add to that list. Well, joining us to unpack and push back a little bit and understand why this happens and what simple checks that we can all do and that what we should not be skipping, most importantly, our good friend, Dr. Chanel Martinison from Inno Health Medical Centers. We're the scrubs, girl. We're the scrubs, yo.
Today.
Can we even trust anything you say? So I did get
Promise I'm a doctor.
and listen, I got the shoes that normally go with the scrubs in baby blue.
In baby blue.
honor of the medical
wow.
space.
They're
I thought.
so cute.
So good to have you here. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
being
much.
here. Are we just our own
a lot.
worst enemies?
We are.
Why do we build up? Is it a denial? Is it what goes on in your experience in
Yeah.
grown-ups not acting like grown-ups
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
could?
When people feel okay, that's the biggest convincing lie. So
Yeah,
they
for
like, I'm
sure.
okay, it's okay. But so people shift from, they think no symptoms equal no problem. So they rather just leave it and just like, until I feel something, I will go,
Right.
which is often the case, and they just don't come. There's also where patients feel the anxiety and the fear. So they are so scared, what if they find
The
something?
fear of the outcome. Yeah.
What if? So ignorance is rather bliss. So they'd rather like, it's okay, let's not let the sleeping dogs lie there.
Yeah.
And then the other things would be like cultural conditioning. So we're not programmed, or we haven't seen our parents go for just general checkups. You know, they only go when something is wrong. So what we're trying to do, even with at Inno Health, is shift patients from reactive healthcare to proactive healthcare. So
that,
go when you come for your wellness checks. Just come. Don't just come when there is actually a problem. And then the last reason, which is most common that we see mostly, is the cost and the time. So patients are like, no, it's too expensive. There are more important things to do.
And you'll always, as a parent,
There's
find
always
something to
Some
add to
Yeah,
this.
especially the moms. So there's always something more that they need to do. But then also the time is that they can't go to the doctor just on a Saturday or like, yeah. So we see often patients come on Saturdays and public holidays. Even in their lunch breaks, they'll come just for like a general checkup.
And that's often our problem is we're always working and then something goes wrong on a Saturday evening and then you're
Yeah.
paying double because you had to go into, it's
Yeah.
There's
I
a lot.
get
The
that.
cost is
Yeah.
more.
One thing I'm realizing is you're creating this opportunity for action, though, when a person goes for a regular checkup.
Yeah.
When suddenly that's not filled with a negative vacuum, like where you actually then start thinking, okay, well, I'm healthy. What can I do to stay healthy,
Yeah.
become healthier, become stronger?
Yeah.
What do you normally find? What are the big silent killers? What are the things that make you most nervous?
So the most common, it's actually common things like high blood pressure, diabetes,
almost every day.
cholesterol. We see so many patients with it, and those three love to come together. So once there's one, we're always waiting for the other two to come. And it's
Three Stooges.
Yeah, it literally is. And then there's some cancers also that can actually just go unnoticed. So there's things like cervical cancer, which a lot of young girls are still getting because they're not checking. So that doesn't always have symptoms. They could be just walking around without knowing anything. And then breast cancer and even some like pancreatic cancers can just be there with no symptoms until it's too late.
Also, stomach cancers. That's,
And
well, I
those
was
are
in the
dangerous.
UK recently.
Yeah.
A lot of young people being diagnosed. And again, if they just a stomach cramp, ignore it, ignore
Or the
it,
bit of
ignore it.
heartburn, ignore. And
Right, that becomes a problem. So,
Yeah.
practically speaking, how often should we be checking these things? High blood pressure, I mean, blood sugar, cholesterol.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, sometimes it feels like, oh, it's an older
yeah,
me
I'm too
problem.
young.
I'm too young. But how often should we be
So
checking
in
these out?
healthy adults, so these are patients with no risk factors, no obesity, no family
Can
history
we use
of
the word
diabetes.
no comorbidities?
Yes, no comorbidities. Blood pressure, I think once a year is fine as a healthy adult. But blood sugar and cholesterol can be done maybe every 2 to 3 years if you are healthy. If there's no obesity, no family history, which almost nobody has no family history of diabetes anymore. So almost always
Not
there's
after
a
the last
family
30
member.
years of consumerism, I don't think.
Yes, and all the sugar that we take, that we intake every day. So I would say the blood pressure maybe once every year, so annual check, and then the blood sugar and cholesterol once every 2 years should be fine.
Okay, people are making their doctor's appointments immediately as we're talking.
Challenge
as
for
well.
today is to make that booking.
Prostate check.
For men over 40, I would say once a year. So a lot of those things I also mentioned earlier, over 40, and if there was a borderline last reading, check it more frequently.
For sure.
Yeah, so for men, we have a men's wellness check that we do over 50. So it's just because generally that's when it becomes abnormal. But if males come and they're 40, we would do it. We just check so that they know where they're at.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, just for peace of mind.
And it is, it's the kind of peace of mind that is just, it's a game changer.
There's a blood test for it. It doesn't have to be the.
I'm going
Is
to
that
pretend. I'm going to
traumatic?
pretend I didn't hear that.
Oh
Okay,
my
there is
gosh.
only one way to get tested. We're going to continue with these gems in just a moment. We are talking about being proactive with our health, getting regular checkups to ensure that we don't cross that line. We'll continue in a moment.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now listen, we've been having a really important conversation and I hope that you definitely listened to Dr. Chanel Martinezson today and made that appointment immediately. It is your one task that you've got to get done. But let's get into part 2 of this conversation, all about whether or not we should be skipping routines. I don't think so, especially when it comes to our checkups. Now, it doesn't usually come from neglect. It often comes from fear, you know, time or even pressure or uncertainty about what's really necessary. Life in general. Now, right now, we're going to be focusing on practical, manageable steps that people can take, and small checks, as we know, can prevent big health problems later on.
I love the fact this is becoming quite a self-indulgent. I can see on her face now she's making a mental list of
really
things like this.
am.
Remember to tell your man that he can get the prostate check as a
Via
blood test.
blood testing.
That's a thing, guys. Don't wait, because that's one of those crazy gateways. Early detection makes all of the difference. Before we get into that side, though, as much as we know many of these conditions go unseen, which is why they are the silent killers that they are, there must be a penny drop moment after the fact where you're like, wow, if I'd only gone then, if I'd only listened to that voice then.
Right.
What are those little voices? What are the warning signs?
So the one big one is persistent fatigue. So where you're sleeping
Oh,
and you're
boy.
resting. So I know everybody has fatigue. But that persistent where you're just like, I'm so drained, like something is just tapping
chronic.
everything
Yeah.
out of me, even though you are sleeping and having a good night's rest, but you are waking up tired.
Feels like something's leaching.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So like chronic persistent fatigue is one. And then things like unexplained weight loss, you know, not trying. So you're not gymming, you're not doing anything to lose weight, but unexplained weight loss or weight gain could also be a sign of something. And then unexplained loss of appetite. So a lot of people are like, I actually just don't feel like eating, and they don't know why. There's just, you know, because that's not normal. So it should have like triggered something back there. And then patients who just, you know, they persistent or pain that they just have, a new pain. So if it's not going away within a few days and you have taken pain medication, there could be something there. So rather just speak and ask. And I think often people are a bit scared because they get dismissed by doctors
sure.
sometimes, and they're like, it's okay, don't
People
worry
have
about
bad
it.
days.
Yeah.
But rather check.
No, for sure, because ultimately you are that person.
Yes.
You've got to honor that voice.
Yeah.
Doc, I gotta ask you, if we catch these issues early, what are some of the benefits of doing that?
Yeah.
Like, what position does it place us in?
Yeah, so if you can catch it early, it definitely means better treatment, so simpler treatment, so less medication. A lot of my patients who come to me and we find something, it's often like a wake-up call. So they're like, okay, we don't need medication now, but we're going to put the things in for
It's
the
a lifestyle
lifestyle.
change,
So there are
sure.
lifestyle changes. So I often have patients coming back and they're like, okay, I did this, let's check again. And then so we
What I
check
love about
the
that, that's
improvement.
inexpensive and it's completely in your control.
Yes, yeah, and it becomes very expensive. Once you don't do it, the
pay for it.
hospital bills, you definitely pay for it. Yeah.
Right. Goodness.
If there was in your heart of hearts, because I know you are very emotionally invested in what you do, which is why you always wear your scrubs. I don't know why it didn't happen today.
Next time.
For some reason. I know you look gorgeous there, so don't feel like any different. But there must be that one thing that you wish people would just take on board, something that you feel like you tell people, us, every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
What is that
Yeah.
one habit you wish people
I think
would
that
change?
every adult South African should have at least one annual check.
Yeah.
We take our cars for a service every few kilometers.
We do.
Why are we not taking our bodies every 365 days?
Yeah, 100%.
Just for a check-in, just a service, you know, just check that everything is still working.
Right.
I've got some young patients just coming for kidney functions, liver functions, just to check, and then they know, you know, where everything's at. So I think just at least once a year, just shift from that reactive healthcare to proactive healthcare. And I think that will make a
love
big
it.
The
difference.
And for people that are a little bit apprehensive, what does a check-in entail? So I sit down in my doctor's office, what are we doing?
Yeah, so it's simple things. Like, so we would do the blood pressure, so it's the cuff around the arm. And I find a lot of patients get more nervous when we do it, and we call it white coat effect. It happens. So some patients feel like they're going to the principal's office
When they see the
blood
needle, they
pressure
pass
goes
out.
up.
Yeah.
So it's not even a needle, it's just a cuff. Just like, calm down, it's okay. So what we try and do at our practices is soft music.
You don't wear
We
scrubs?
I don't wear scrubs. I look like a normal human being with them. So trying to just be calm. So it's a blood pressure check. We can do a sugar check as well. Basic urine check. We can check. That can tell us a lot about the kidneys, a lot about the bladder. And then lung and heart will listen with a stethoscope. So some people often wonder what we're actually listening to. It's actually the heart and the lungs. So it's both. And then other things is a little bit longer, that not much longer, but things like some blood tests, like the prostate blood test. The cervical screening, so the pap smear, can take a little bit longer and can be sometimes a bit more expensive, but it literally takes 2 minutes as well. A breast exam we can do with our females, and then the blood test. It literally, we do it at our practices also. So just we can check like liver functions, kidneys. So it's, I promise it's one little prick and it's done.
100%. But weigh that up against what potentially could happen if you don't.
True.
And just listening to you talk, because the game has changed, and I think it's our ability to process data now.
Yes.
That's our superpower. So give the data so that we can make sure that we are reading everything.
And a
within the
lot of our
system.
patients are coming more frequently for just checkups. They're just like, let me just check what's going on. And it's so amazing because then we can actually say, this is what you were 6 months ago.
Sure,
and
yes.
look how much you've
Wow.
improved with no medication sometimes. People are scared because they're like, oh, doctors just want to give medication.
Right, just prescribe
It
things.
doesn't mean there's going to be medication. It might just be a wake-up call.
I love that. So it's about medicine for the notion of living better.
Yeah, quality of life.
I love that, not just getting better.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you're a gem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you see her
appreciate
outside
you,
of her
Doc.
scrubs, then you're allowed to take a photo, but otherwise not. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
working
much.
straight through the
The
festive.
festive season, we
Yeah.
appreciate you. Okay, so I'm going to get my health on and
Yes.
intend
Book your
to
appointment.
book my appointment, maybe make some lifestyle changes,
Yes.
including a breathwork session, which we can all get into in just a little bit. But Doc, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
All right, my friend is going to center herself with a bit of breath work, and I think often that mindfulness journey, we kind of cancel that out as being the first frivolous thing that we can do away with, but you'd be amazed at how your overall health stems from your breath work, the rhythm, your core. It's your emotional regulator, and it is something that you are in control of. So when the head feels like it's going crazy, center yourself with a deep breath like we're going to do right now.
Start with one, breathe in and then breathe out. All right, now we're getting into this together, a moment of grounding. And you can do it on a chair, you can do it on the ground, whatever is comfortable for you. We just want you to meet us where you're at. Now, if your body is feeling a little bit tense this morning and maybe your mind is racing a bit more than usual, or maybe you're easing back into the week's rhythm, it is only Tuesday, then this next moment is definitely designed for you. Now, this morning we're slowing things down and tuning inward with a gentle reset for both our body and our breath. And we've got holistic therapist Kaylee Weiner, who's here to guide us through a calming breathwork session just designed to release stress and restore balance and also help you feel a little bit more grounded. We also came matching. Kaylee, I think that we already are on the same page here.
It's a calming color.
It is a calming color, but welcome back and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
All right, so what are we doing and where do we begin?
Okay, so we're just going to start this morning, just whether you're seated or standing, just to find a nice comfortable position. So if you're seated, feet evenly placed on the ground. If you're standing, just feel that your body weight is distributed evenly. And we'll take a few deep sighs just to really bring ourselves into the moment.
Sure.
And then I'll take you into a technique called alternative nostril breathing. Okay, so seated or standing, let's take a deep inhale. Raise the arms all the way above the head, breathing in through your nose, and just sighing out gently through the mouth. And again, let's take a deep inhale, fill up the lungs, and slowly exhale it out. Let the shoulders relax. You can just take a moment to close the eyes. And breathing through the nose, just inhaling on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhaling on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat this quietly in your mind. Inhale through the nose, feel the rib cage and the chest expanding. Exhale through the nose, feel the body relaxing. The technique I'm going to take you in today is called alternative nostril breathing, and it really helps to balance our brain hemispheres, so it brings coherence between the right and the left brain hemispheres. So we're going to use our right hand and just curl your index and middle finger down into your palm. Our thumb and our left nostril, our thumb and our ring finger will be blocking the two nostrils.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll inhale fully through the left side. And then block the left nostril and slowly exhale through your right side. Then inhale through the right. Block the right nostril, exhale slowly through the left. And just keep your attention inward as you breathe in through the left. Block the left, exhale through the right. In through the right side. Block right, exhale through the left. And just one more round in through the left side. Block the left, exhale right. In through the right. Block the right and exhale through the left. Keeping your eyes closed, just wipe the nostrils, drop your arm. And as you breathe in through both nostrils, just feel a sense of awareness right between the eyes and into your forehead. Slowly breathe out. Maybe noticing a sense of clarity, a gentle upliftment. And then just start to lengthen your exhalation. So breathing in, maybe on the count of 4. And slowly exhaling through the nose, maybe taking it to the count of 8. Our 1-to-2 ratio breathing is one of the easiest ways to calm anxiety and bring you into the present moment. And you'll feel, just as you take a few moments of breath work in your morning or when you're becoming overwhelmed, just to really settle, and you can start to notice how it changes the heart rate and brings a sense of clarity into the mind.
I love that. It calms the nervous system too.
Yes.
Kind of takes away that fight or flight or freeze.
Exactly.
And you're just dropping into your body.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. If we could leave one thing with somebody today that may be anticipating quite a busy, stressful day, what would you say?
Always lengthen your exhalations. It is a really beautiful way just to calm your whole system and bring balance between parasympathetic and the sympathetic systems.
Beautiful. Let's do one more breath work moment before we go into a quick break. What can we do, Kitty?
Okay, so we'll take a square breath. This is pausing after inhalation and pausing after exhalation. And in your mind, you just count to 4 and you basically just follow the lines of a square all the way around. So we'll try a breath together.
Awesome.
You can close your eyes. Take a slow inhale on 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day with us. We promised you inspiration, and we have got it in spades right now. Entrepreneur and social impact activist Keith Boyd, who we've been talking about all morning, achieved something truly extraordinary, running 11,000
Unreal.
kilometers across 9 African countries in just 301 days, breaking a 25-year-old Guinness World Record in the process. But this wasn't only about endurance and a personal struggle. It was a mission to spotlight youth, civic responsibility, and the fight against poverty through stronger leadership.
My
Come
goodness,
on.
that is a leadership on another level. Now he's now telling his full story in his memoir. It's called Running Africa, Cape to Cairo, a journey of heart and hope. And he joins us in studio today, this morning, to unpack the adventure and, of course, the adversity and the message for Africa's next generation. So please, let's give him a feel-good
Come on.
welcome.
Pew, 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 pew.
Thank you.
Oh man, I wish we were there on
Wow.
the side of the road as you came running through, and we could have been screaming and crying, because this is what that warrants. You must have felt like screaming and crying when you completed it. Well, first of all, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the personal achievement. I'm sure that must have been massive. But the first question that jumps to mind, was there a moment when you set out on this beautiful adventure that you realized you might have bitten off a little more than you did? When does it get real when you take on 11,000 kilometers?
Great question. I'm trying to think of it the first time that I thought, oh no, what have I done? No, in South Africa, I was thinking, I had such pains in my body, and I was still within the borders of South Africa after starting in the waterfront, that I had those moments where I thought, ooh, can I actually do this? But, you know, the people kept me going, the kids who'd run with me, you just have to do it one step at a time, right? And I kind of just thought, you know, I just got to hang in there long enough. And actually, right up until I hit the equator, like, we didn't really face enormous challenges. The biggest challenge was getting my old aged body to kind of play
physical
along.
side,
I told everybody in the team at any time, I said, listen, the weakest link is me. You know what I mean? Something's going to break on this journey.
It's quite a psychological
It's me.
process
Yeah.
as well, man.
Wow, that is
Brilliant.
incredible. Okay, so I'm curious too about why. Keith, why? What
Yeah.
inspired this whole moon? What sparked the idea to attempt? This is a very ambitious record that you broke. Why did you choose to do it?
Yeah, look, I'm a dad. I mean, I love young people. I mean, they're the future, you know, and we've all been young ourselves. And I think, so in my 35 years of working and living and doing business throughout Africa, I kept on working with these really smart people who were really honest and great company and intelligent. But like, all too often I could notice that the economics that surrounded them, there's still tons of poverty wherever I went. And ultimately it goes back to leadership and kind of, I'm one of these guys that, you know, I grew up before social media was a thing.
Right.
And so, like, if we're looking for happiness in the way we live, I think social media goes down the Freud road, which is kind of, let me look inside and backwards into my childhood, into my past, into some
Press the dopamine
moral
button.
injury.
Yeah.
Dopamine. So it's this thing between dopamine, but also like, who's caused me moral injury? I should cancel them. Stress is actually, and anxiety means I've got a mental health problem. But I grew up in a world where, like, if you wanted to find happiness, you looked forward and you acted outward. I don't know. It's
for
completely
sure.
the
Through a
opposite of
lived
where we've kind
experience.
of got
That's really
with the
interesting.
Freudian view. So there was a guy called Adler. He had a different view to Freud. And so that's been my philosophy. And it's been my survival technique for myself, is to say, like, when I'm feeling really down, then I find somebody next to me who's having a tougher time than me.
Oh, for
and I
sure.
help them. And I feel great. I don't know, we're all wired that way, actually.
But it's the South African DNA. I feel this when often my wife will look at me from England, where it's a very different culture within that state, and the state goes a long way to help to look after, but in a way disempowers the people there. And she'll look at me doing our South African thing, and, and I can see she's confused, and can't understand the level of obligation I feel to do that.
For your fellow.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference when you're out there? Because this is an action to feel a response. Did you feel like you were making an impact while you were running? How did the notion all kind of blend together once you were actually out there doing it?
Yeah, I mean, like most journeys, if you start a business, I mean, there's millions of people in South Africa that are going to have a tough day today.
Yeah.
And so it won't feel glorious and it won't feel like you're making progress. I mean, like progress doesn't feel like progress.
And those are often the most important days.
Exactly. But it's like digging deeper. And I think it was certainly Nelson Mandela who said, there's no easy walk to freedom, whatever your definition is. But he went on to say, many of us will have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death again and again, many times, in other words, before we get to the mountaintop of our desires. The problem with us is that when we're in the valleys, we can't see our mountaintop.
There's no perspective.
There's no perspective. You've lost sight of it. So you go back to where you came from. You just retreat. You say, I wasn't meant to start this journey. But I'm old enough to know that stuff. And that's why this record, I don't think it could be broken by somebody who is younger, because you are going to go through, it's going to be 99% valleys and 1%, you'll get that glimpse of the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And the mountaintop wasn't the world record. That's as much use as a flashy car or a designer handbag to me.
That's just there to be broken, literally.
I'm on the show because I got the Guinness World Record, but I'm not going to let you get away without talking about Rainbow Leaders and the kind of work we're doing there. That's what I want to do.
Please, let's delve right into it before we touch on your book. What is the impact side of it, the purpose side of it, behind driving what you do?
Yeah. So, I was 23 when the ANC was unbanned and when Nelson Mandela was let out of jail, and my friends, my sisters, and I all were optimistic about the future. We thought, wow, we can do this thing.
This is
South
Africa that we want.
I mean, gosh, was that a great time to be a South African? It was, honestly.
It really was, yeah.
And this carried on under Nelson Mandela's leadership. We still carried on like that. And, somewhere along the way, we kind of got a bit lost. And what's happened is our economic growth has declined. In fact, it's growing. Our economy grows slower than our population.
Sure.
Which means GDP per capita falls, unemployment rises, and with it, poverty and inequality rise. So it's just mathematics. It's just numbers. No need for emotion. We don't have to be angry. But if you look at numbers the way you do when you go into intensive care in hospital, it's your temperature, your oxygen saturation, it's all numbers.
Yeah.
And if one of those machines says, well, the numbers are moving, an alarm goes off, somebody really clever gets to your bedside and starts to work out what needs to happen. It's the same thing with a society. When we have gender-based violence, gangsterism, drugs, we can't fix that if our economy is broken. Our society, you can't build
Once
a healthy
the desperation, once
society
that cycle is there,
on top of a broken economy. So what we need is we need really great leadership to help us foster trust with the electorate and with investors, and we need economic growth of 3.5–4% a year.
Sure.
And within 20 years, we can get unemployment down to less than 5%.
And make
it's
it
that simple.
And it is, and make it a real thing that people can lock around. I know there are so many insights that I would imagine each person reading the book is going to respond differently to it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the young people that you're wanting to inspire, if you could leave one lasting piece of advice when it comes to living that leadership that you are so desperately trying to let live in young people in South Africa, and there are a lot of really motivated, purpose-driven South Africans now, the best era of young South Africans, I think, ever. What would your message to them be?
Yeah, it would be just embrace every opportunity and never give up, never give up. Keep knocking on doors. Even if you can get a job as a toilet cleaner, take it with both hands and show everybody what you're really made of. And there was a young lady, Nikki Fasaki, 30-odd years ago that I worked with, who was a toilet cleaner. She didn't have matric. But what happened was, every time I went to the loo and I bumped into her, there was this beautiful smiling face. You felt happier when you just got near her. She'd leave the loos, and I told this colleague of mine, I said, the next time we promote the receptionist off the front desk, Nikki's got to get that job. And Nikki went to the voice clinic, and she didn't have matric. And today she's a very senior financial person in a listed company. So I think that what I'd say to young people is, if you see an opportunity, even if it's not the best one that's in front of you, just go for it and believe in yourself and back yourself. But collectively, if there's one thing we can do to help each other as South Africans, it's to become a voter. And stay a voter.
That's a good practice.
And make the politicians earn your vote.
Yeah.
I like that
we love you,
practical
man.
lasting note.
Keith, we
My goodness.
absolutely love you. The book available now in all amazing bookstores and online. Please delve into this journey. Maybe spend a bit of time thinking about what your next step of 11,000 kilometers could be in your context. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day.
The countdown is on to the 2026 World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, where the thrill of the horse racing meets world-class style. From the thunder of hooves to the electric atmosphere trackside, this is race day at its finest, and you could be there to experience it all. 6 lucky viewers stand to win double general access tickets, plus 5,000 Rand cash. To enter, head to Expresso's Facebook, IG or X pages, answer the easy question and include their hashtag. Entries close midday, Wednesday, 28 January. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we get ready to embrace the second hour of the show. Hopefully you're feeling the inspiration from Keith Boyd's record-breaking run and what he is doing for young South Africans. Let's see if we can spread some love here. Now, we know this is a lot of luck, but someone's life is about to change. If you're going to play your Powerball today, and we know Powerball hasn't been messing around, 19 million Rand up for grabs, and you got to play Powerball and Powerball Plus. So there is an incredible 10 million in our Powerball, and Powerball Plus weighing in with 9 million Rand today. How do you get your tickets? Well, you put a smile on your face, you walk in store, you go online, nationallottery.co.za, you can use their mobile app, you can use your own cell phone banking setup. Generally, there's even a little drop down there, or dial star 120 star 7529 hash and just follow what your phone tells you to do. And we'll keep all of those deets on the amazing Expresso socials, where there's some great content to sink your teeth into. So spend a little bit of time there, think of those lucky numbers. Maybe we've even given you a few numbers in the show today, and spend a bit of time there. Hopefully it will go your way, and this Tuesday will be the most spectacular. And that energy can carry us into the second hour of the show. Lots to embrace, but of course we've got a job to do, so let's get into those news and sporting headlines first. It's just after 7.
Well, thank you so much, Gray. Let's delve straight into it for the top of this hour. And we start out nationally, where South African national parks says part of the Kruger National Park, including Skukuza, are partially operational after heavy rains triggered severe flooding in Mpumalanga and Limpopo. Now, CEO Tlhapelwa Selo says repair costs may exceed 500 million Rand, but praised staff preparedness, confirming no loss of life. More than 500 employees remain cut off and are receiving food parcels. A limited gate access resumes this week. Selected camps reopen, while several rest camps, shops, gravel roads and open gate remain closed under strict safety restrictions as assessments continue park-wide. In other national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa must sharpen competitiveness and expand markets, especially within Africa, as global growth remains subdued and trade tensions rise. Now, in his weekly newsletter, he highlighted the Presidential Economic Advisory Council's push for increased public infrastructure spending and lower business costs. Now, key interventions in electricity, logistics, and water have ended load shedding and improved rail and port performance. Ramaphosa noted that infrastructure must create jobs, while a sovereign credit rating boost has strengthened fiscal credibility, with investment expansion critical to turning recovery into sustained inclusive growth. In your international news making headlines, thousands flocked to Tokyo's Ueno Zoo to bid farewell to Japan's last two giant pandas, twin cubs Zhao Zhao and Lei Lei, ahead of their return to China today. Visitors queued for up to 3.5 hours to see the cubs, whose departure leaves Japan without pandas for the first time since 1972. Now, the farewell comes amid tense Tokyo-Beijing relations after Japan's Prime Minister warned of possible military action if China attacked Taiwan. Now, China retains ownership of all loaned pandas, with host countries paying an annual fee of $1 million per pair. Meanwhile, South Sudan's military has ordered all civilians, UN personnel, and charity workers to evacuate 3 countries in Jonglei State ahead of an operation against opposition forces. Now, clashes, described by the UN as the worst since 2017, have shaken the country for months, with some of the fiercest fighting in Jonglei along the Ethiopian border. Now, the South Sudan's People's Defense Force said, quote, Operation Enduring Peace, end quote, is imminent, directing residents to move to government-controlled areas, while UN peacekeepers remain in Akobo trying to de-escalate tensions. Let's close up on a feel-good note, shall we? Where, in a heartwarming twist, the tiny leaf-toed gecko has returned to Rabida Island in Galapagos after 5,000 years and thought lost to history. Now, this remarkable rediscovery follows a bold 2011 conservation project where Island Conservation and partners cleared invasive rodents, giving the island a chance to heal. Within a year, the elusive geckos were spotted again, and DNA tests confirmed their incredible comeback, evidence which has been peer-reviewed and published in the journal PLOS ONE. Researchers say this rediscovery demonstrates nature's resilience and the power of rewilding. Now, the gecko's comeback offers a heartwarming example of hope for biodiversity recovery worldwide. And that is where we leave your 7 o'clock news. It's time now to get back into the world of sports with Graham.
I think everybody gets excited when we see this name progressing at the Australian Open. Ben Shelton has done it. He's reached his 3rd Australian Open quarterfinal with a win over Casper Ruud. What a scalp. Setting up now a clash with 2-time champion Yannick Sinner. Going to be a very different prospect. He, of course, dismissed Luciano Darderi in straight sets to show his return to form. Then on the women's side of the draw, the big guns all through. Iga Swiatek cruising past Australian qualifier Madison Inglis to book her quarterfinal up against Elena Rybakina. Love these matchups already. Now let's get into the cricketing action, and the ladies are serving it in the Women's Premier League. Nat Skyler-Brunt smashing her first Women's Premier League century, in fact, to lift the Mumbai Indians to a record 199 in Vadodara and a crucial 15-run win over the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. So the RCB, they slumped to 35 for 5 before Risha Ghosh's blazing 90 kept them in the hunt, but the chase fell short as the Mumbai Indians jumped to 2nd on the table. Now we move into the footballing lane as Tiano Barry scored for the 4th time in 5 Premier League matches. That as Everton continued their resurgence and recovered from a flat first half to draw 1-1 with Leeds United last night. James Justin had earlier put the visitors ahead, but Barry's second half finish earning a vital point that keeps Leeds winless away since September. Now, staying with footballing news, Getafe's La Liga winless run stretches now to 7 matches after they were held to a 1-1 draw by Girona, who struck a dramatic 95th minute equaliser. Fergie time indeed. Luis Vasquez had put the visitors ahead just before the hour mark, but Vitor Reis's late header earning Girona a point that lifts them to 10th and further clear of that relegation trouble. That's where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on those headlines again as we move into the final hour of the show. The roads should be up and running. Let's see if there's anything to report on.
Well, thank you so much, Gray. As peak hour does start arising, let's check in with your roads. Now, we start out in Gauteng in Bedfordview, where congestion reported on the N12 westbound between Galuli's and Edenvale Road is apparent. Now, all lanes are currently open, but as you can imagine, traffic is slow moving through the drive. Now, drivers making use of that route should expect delays and allow for some extra travel time. Well, that's all we have to report on when it comes to your roads. Let's have a look at what's happening in the world of weather. Polokwane, you are up first, where you're starting off your Tuesday with rainfall expected later in the day. Temperatures will start off with a low of 17 and reach a warm 30 degrees today, with light winds expected to come through from the southeast. We move over to Klerksdorp next, where you can expect mostly sunny conditions for your region. Now, temperatures will start off with a low of 19 and climb to a scorching 34 degrees today, but winds will be light and coming through from the southwest. Into Pretoria we go, where you can experience mostly cloudy skies today. Temperatures will range between a low of 19 and a mid 33 degree high, with light winds coming through from the north. Out in Johannesburg today, you'll experience mostly cloudy skies today. Now, when it comes to your temperatures, they'll range between a low of 17 and reach a high of 30 degrees Celsius, with light winds coming from the southwest. Mbombela, you're up next, where today brings cloudy skies with light winds that are coming from the east. When we delve into your temperatures, we start off with a low of 19, and then it peaks at 30 degrees today on your side of town. Let's check in with Bloemfontein next, where today brings mostly sunny weather conditions with light winds from the northeast. Now, in terms of your temperatures, we start out with 19 and then it reaches about 35 degrees as your high. Richards Bay, today you'll experience partly cloudy skies with a low of 23 and a high of 30 degrees Celsius. Now, strong winds are expected to come through from the northeast. We move further along the coastline to Durban, where you can expect mostly sunny skies today with warm conditions. Now, your temperatures will range between 23 and 29 degrees, with winds moderate coming through from the northeast. Well, let's move over to Mthatha next, where today you'll experience afternoon thunderstorms. Temperatures will start off with a low of 19 and reach a high of 32 degrees today. Now, your winds will be moderate and expected to come through from the southeast. All right, Craddock, you're up next, where you can expect mostly sunny conditions for your region. Temperatures will range between a low of 18 and a high of 34 degrees, with strong winds from the west with gusts of up to 34 kilometers per hour. Out in Gqeberha today, you'll experience warm, pleasant conditions in GQ. Temperatures will range between a low of 19 and a high of 27 degrees. Now, moderate winds are expected from the southwest with gusts of up to 42 kilometers per hour. Well, in gorgeous George today, you'll get some partly cloudy conditions. Temperatures will range between 17 and reach a high of 25 degrees today. The light winds will also be coming through, but from the south. In the beautiful Mother City, you start off your Tuesday with cloudy morning skies, transitioning to sunny conditions, accompanied by moderate winds coming through from the south. When it comes to your temperatures, we'll start off with 17 and it will peak at 23. Out in Sutherland today, you'll experience some sunny conditions for your region. Temperatures will range from a chilly 13 and climb to a scorching 30 degrees today. Now, winds will be strong and coming through from the west. Kimberley, you're up next, where today will bring abundant sunshine to your region. Temperatures will range between a low of 22 and a high of 37 degrees today. Now, winds will be moderate and expected from the west. Let's close off in Uppington, where today you'll experience some sunny skies accompanied by moderate winds from the northwest. In terms of your temperatures, let's start off with a low of 23 and work our way to 40 degrees as your high, Uppington. So please remember your water, SPF, and of course your electrolytes throughout the day. For now, though, let's get into what it's looking like out in Richards Bay in KZN. We reported on the area, but what does it look like? And according to Fatah Khan, who got in touch with us, it is looking spectacular. So thank you so much, Fatah, for getting in touch just from the harbor, looking absolutely gorgeous with the boats in the front. Is that your boat, though? That's what we want to know. With the water meeting the sky there with beautiful cotton candy hues, letting us know that, yes, you are all right out in Richards Bay in KZN. And if you you too would like to share your morning view with us, you know the number already. It is 063 036 9649. We look forward to seeing your gorgeous morning views at 8 o'clock as well as we delve into the second hour of the show right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And if you remember at the start of your show, or our show rather, we asked you the question to dress our Ken doll. It is Tuesday, and Mr. Graham Richards himself had two options that you had to choose from. Option one, both had the jorts. The first one paired with a pair of sandals with a double buckle, also that butter yellow that is all the rage this season. Or option two, which was giving cool dad, no regular dad over here. The baggier jorts with some white sneakers, you can't go wrong. The butter yellow still making an appearance in the shirt, but pairing that with a vest just to make it a bit more casual, that Mr. Graham can approach the day with ease. Which one did you go for? Well, let's have a look at some of your choices that you let us know online. Norma Parker Parenzi, good morning team. Good morning, Norma. Option two, I like where you're going with this. You said it suits him best because you're a cool dad. He is a cool dad, isn't he? Norma, I would agree 100%. Let's see what Shirley's saying. Both are nice, but option two is the outfit for today. Well, let's see if option one will make another appearance another day, but option two definitely is fantastic. Laura Force saying, good morning. Option two, so handsome, Mr. G. He is, isn't he? And with the outfit just elevating the look overall, I think that we might have a winner. Lena White saying, Expresso Morning Show. Option two is gorgeous, using that qualifying hashtag styled by Woolies. So it seems like it's unanimous. Option two it is. We know it in theory, but let's see it in practice. Mr. Graham Richards himself.
The cool dad sweeps in. I love it. Thank you so much. I often wonder if I kind of influence people subconsciously by the way that I talk about things. One thing I will say about Fashion Poll, when you get those sorts of adjectives like gorgeous,
gorgeous,
and
handsome,
beautiful thrown in, I know they're talking about the clothes, but I take ownership of that. No, I absolutely love this. I'm glad that the softer butter yellow still did make it in.
Right.
I'm a big fan of baggy pants. You know that. I'm a child of the 90s.
The 90s.
That's when my cool kind of began and ended.
Do you own a pair of jorts?
I do. I own two pairs of jorts.
Oh, good.
One might be original jorts from like 1998. I love it. I love the loose fit. I love the fact that I can just tackle anything. And let's be honest, we're going to be crying about summer leaving us soon enough, so let's embrace it and enjoy it. But I love the color profile.
Give us a 360.
I can do a little bit of vest work in the kitchen, which I quite like. But this is relaxed, it's effortless, and it's cool because it's so hot.
It is
everywhere at the moment. So I love it. Well done, guys.
Well done.
Like
No, Graham, you look fantastic. The blue is even matching my blue right now. Hashtag styled by Woolies. We don't do no regular dads over here. We do cool dads only. And when you get compliments like handsome and gorgeous, then you have to do that again.
Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George.
It's called the Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George. Absolutely fantastic, Gray.
Oh, absolutely love it. Thank you so much to all of you. You can get this quality, you can get this style at Woolies, and their quality sale is still on, where you get up to 65% off on selected fashion, homeware and beauty across the board. So please shop this look, shop whatever you're looking for on the extended summer pieces in-store, online, or on the amazing Woolies app. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. Always so good to be with you right here on S3. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, which is why we bring you guests that are going to make you feel good, ne? Because if you're looking for the next big sound to shake up the South African hip-hop scene, well, my friend, we have found him. And look no further than right here next to me. Straight out of Lepalele in Limpopo, Ransu has been busy putting numbers on the board with his latest project, Do The Most. He's got the raw, authentic energy, and he's bringing it, honey, straight to our stage. So in a little bit, you will be entertained some more. But everyone, please help me in welcoming the future of hip-hop. It is none other than Ransu.
Yeah.
Ransu, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm amazing, thank
I
you.
love the energy.
I was about to say, I love your energy. Ransu, I am so proud of you because I feel like you're just making such great strides. And I mean, it all began with you writing lyrics and, you know, writing some rhymes there in high school.
Here and there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now look at you. I have to ask you because, of course, you come from a small town. I'm also a small town girl from East London. Talk to me. How was it that you really got your sound to be shaped coming from where you do?
You know, it's a big transition, you know, going through life, you know, we go through the normal path of you grow up, you go to your primary, you go to your high school, your varsity, whatever, you know, but then it comes to a point where you get into those, should I call them intersections?
Okay.
You know, where you have to choose, this is what I want to do passionately.
Yes.
This is the dream that I have, you know, those type of things. So I think music took me by surprise at first.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I would do. I'm like an athlete type of person.
Really?
I love soccer a lot.
Ooh.
But unfortunately, you know, God had other plans.
Yeah, you wanted AFCON. God said no.
No, go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there it
Grammy.
is. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I started back in varsity. It was like 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I had friends, producer friends, musicians. We were writing, doing this and doing that. You know, and moving back to Joburg around, 2022, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we started pushing, doing it more professionally, more guided. You know, I had the help of, I actually met my manager, Tabiso Tovani. He comes from the same place as me.
Yeah.
You know, we bros, we met in the Val.
Nice.
Then we met Testman, who's a great producer, overall producer, Yamotoako and stuff. So he's the one that, you know, is guiding us throughout this music journey, you know, telling you what to do, be cool, vibe.
Be cool, okay.
Structure yourself, those type of things.
Yes.
But it's fun. It's been challenging, but it's fun.
I love that. And that's the most important thing. People always say you have to have fun so that everybody else has fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, true that.
But how did you then get your sound to be recognized in the mainstream?
I put it on Testman. Testman has amazing energy.
Yes.
You know, and when we sit down, you know, and we share ideas, you kind of incorporate your own personality into the songs, and he's able to capture all of that. You know, and I just reciprocate. I follow his lead, and you know, we made 6 songs, but we still have from the EP album. Yeah. But we still have a lot to do. And we still have a lot to release this year. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, it will.
What do you guys say? Clock it?
Not what do you guys say, Ransu. These are your things.
Clock it.
Like a Gen Z kid. These are your I'm so done with you. Not what do you guys say? But Ransu, I love that. And of course, you know, Tasman is somebody who's genuinely worked with great people.
Great artists.
The likes of Tuksinganga, even the late Double HP.
Yeah.
You know, what do you believe has been the biggest lesson that you've learned from Tasman?
I got to see behind the scenes, you know, the real lessons of, you know, how to structure yourself musically.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very real, it's very authentic.
Yeah.
You know, and when someone is just good, they're good, and that's Testman, you know.
Come on.
So he'll push you to that point of, you know, just be creative as you want, as you can be your best self.
I love that. I love that. It sounds like a match made in heaven, Kesana. Long may it live. And of course, you know, this has also really shaped just the music that you're making at the moment. But you've also collaborated with 3-time Grammy Award-winning gospel choir, Soweto Gospel Choir, forgive me, along with Malik as well on the song Find My Way. Talk to us about that. How did it even come about? Because, Sana, you're getting closer and closer to that Grammy. Yeah.
We are just there by the door.
You know what I mean?
No, it's a beautiful song. It's a powerful song.
Yeah.
You know, it came from the production, from the onset. You feel the beat and everything. Like you have to tell a serious type of storyline, you know, and it does speak about, you know, a lot of things. We go through a lot of things as people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's that type of song that motivates you to just, you know, find your way throughout whatever challenge you're going through.
Love that.
You know, we talk about life in general. We touch a little bit on the gender-based violence issue.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a type of, but I take it as a type of motivation song. Like when you wake up and you're feeling just a little bit down, or you're driving to work or something, you know, just put it on full blast.
I'm gonna find my way.
It's going to push you that way.
I love that. I love that. And I mean, I also dig the fact that you're really intentional when it comes to your music.
Yeah.
Which is why then I have to ask you, because your EP, Do the Most, it's a personal project, it's a lyrical project. What did you really want to achieve with it in terms of goals?
I was challenging myself. I always get into this phase of writing. I was challenging myself to complete a full project.
Okay.
You know, and structure it. We are intentional about how we write and how we work.
Yes.
You know, we want to be dramatic, just stand out from the norm just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it might be odd, but you know, it gets the people going.
Come
you know?
on, it's provocative. Nobody knows what it means, even if they know what it means.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we do. I was challenging myself. You know, I wanted to get that out there to the world. And the next step is to just, you know, keep on going, incorporate myself with the artists that are already out there, you know, and make great music for the people.
I love that. Come on. And speaking of making great music, you've been cooking in the kitchen, honey, with Tuksinganga. Talk to us about this song. When can we expect it? What's going on?
Right now, my team would probably bash me, but there's no timeline right now.
There's no timeline.
But we are working.
We need a date, please. Oh my word, yes.
It's gotta come out. What is it now? It's gotta come out February, March, somewhere around there. But we'll see how things go. The song is complete.
But then give it to us, guys.
No, you know, the mastermind, the master must work on it, you know, and you know, give it the
the vuma.
The vuva.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so we're working on it, polishing it.
Okay.
And then we're also doing a couple of songs. We'll just see who we get to, you know, work with, depending on the mood and the vibe of whatever we are creating.
Beautiful. Well, you know, I can sing a little bit.
Maybe you can come to the studio.
In the studio. This is the first person that's ever given me maybe saying we can work together. Ransu, you are amazing. Which is why I want to ask you, Ransu, you know, what is it that you want to be remembered for?
Great music, man. Great music, but we also I have this vision of, you know, trying to achieve, but not for myself. You know, we come from places where like it's hard to get out of there. You know, so being able to come up, you know, being on shows like the Sipho Makosa Media Show on Trace, those things inspire, you know, other people to be like, okay, this is how we got here.
100%.
Push yourself. If you're very creative, you know, let's go together, stuff like that.
Come
so
on.
be the ladder to, you know, the next generation.
I love that, being on Expresso on S3, baby.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
S3.
And even performing, Kesana.
Come on.
Oh, we told them to wake up there in Limpopo to watch you.
I told them.
Perfect. Amazing. Ransu, I'm so proud of you. I'll tell you over and over again. And I'm very excited for the bright future that you have, my love.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
So much.
Listen, beautiful family, he's in the building because he's here to entertain you today. So Ransu's not going anywhere. He's even going to close the show. Then in between, he's going to put a little bit of spice as well. So you got to stick around because we're hearing from the future of hip-hop in South Africa. And friend, it's all about keeping the culture alive and proving that you don't actually need a major label to change the game when it comes to Ransu, because he's doing exactly that. So later on, he's going to be lighting up the stage. But for now, I'm going to need you to get ready because earlier I spoke about cooking in the kitchen. That was Ransu. But then Cape Town, we're literally cooking in the kitchen. My friends, what's happening?
No pressure. There's three of us in the kitchen now, and we are going to cook, and we are here for that. I promised you I would disrobe if I could get in the kitchen, because it's hot in here. But we like that for this time of the year. Seasonal, colourful, and packed with flavour. This grilled stone fruit and beetroot salad is about letting great ingredients shine and maybe pushing the boat out just a little bit. Have some fun. You've got the warmth of the grilled fruit, and it's going to pair beautifully with earthy beetroot, creamy cheese, and some crisp greens. And today's recipe developer and blogger Teresa Ulyate is in the kitchen, hopefully controlling us, because we are quite gung-ho in the kitchen. I've tried to slow myself down. I've never been one to stop and think before doing things, and she's even worse.
It's great having so many assistance.
So we are here for you, and we are here for salads like this in
Yes.
summer. Is this not like just so South African?
These summer salad, and we must do it while stone fruit is still in season. Let's enjoy them, and they are great in salad.
Some
Okay.
people say fruit do not belong in a salad. I strongly disagree.
Disagree.
Throw in a
Absolutely.
grape. Throw in a peach.
Of
Why not?
sure. Some
Strawberry.
watermelon.
Strawberry.
Some watermelon with some
Watermelon.
feta. Come on, okay.
Exactly. Beautiful.
We do love honouring our fruit, and of course, stone fruit does well with a bit of char, just a little bit of flavour
Yep,
development.
exactly.
Both Carissa and I literally stepped away from the fruit.
You're
in
like,
the
you're
knife
doing that one.
because we have no idea. So I'm going to watch what you're doing. So you're cutting across the
I'm
the
cutting
equator.
across the middle.
Okay.
So you cut and you twist.
Ooh,
See, I
that was
told you it would
easy.
work
There
for
we
a proper
go.
foodie and not as soon as you're an
And
actual
then you're
chef
going
or
to just
baker.
pray that it.
Okay.
Oh, that was
Sounds
so
nasty.
easy.
If any of you could do it like that, please, I want to see it on a video and proof. And if yours fails spectacularly, I want to see that as well.
Oh, wow, great.
That's the
You
trick.
have to have one.
So this is the trick. You cut it across the middle,
The middle,
not
the equator.
from the top.
Aha.
I've been
Obviously, if
doing
you
it
do it the
wrong.
wrong way, you just use a little paring knife and you lift it
I
out.
feel
That's
like
also
I think
fine.
there are tunnies out there kind of gatekeeping this kind of information. So just to watch us.
Well, this one's
toil
a little
and
bit more
fight.
stuck now that
Struggle.
I've said that.
Yeah, you see, but you got to
Just give
roll
it a
up your sleeves
twist
a little bit.
and then you
Oh,
Great,
and
you've
it's-
got to try the last one.
I'm going
now.
to try the
give it a
last one.
go?
Does it not look beautiful as well? Look at the
Wow.
blush inside there.
So, yeah, absolutely
Okay, so
beautiful.
on the
Okay, so I'm
equator
gonna
line.
put
God did his
oil.
big one on those peaches, man. Wow.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm still amazed that I can cut around a peach or an avocado without like 5
Slicing your
different
hands
disconnects. Okay, we're going to do the
All right, let's
twist.
see.
Oh,
perfect.
Graham, beautiful.
Okay, and then this
Absolutely
guy
perfect.
hopefully will just pop right out.
And
like
it's
that.
Yay!
And then we've
So,
got our little fruit to plant.
There's your
Teresa,
hack for the day.
you're changing my life right now. I can't even believe this. Cut along the equator.
So you're going to just heat up a little bit of olive oil, and you want to grill these for about 2 or 3 minutes. You want that caramelization. That's the main thing.
And I suppose you
those
don't want it to
beautiful
be too
chard.
soft.
Yeah.
You don't
Either. We're
want
not
mushy.
stewing the fruit here, yeah.
No, just a bit of caramelization, get those beautiful char lines, and that's literally all you want to do.
So now you're looking at the
So-
stone fruit in your little fruit bowl, and there's a little fruit fly flying around. You're like, no, it's still mine. It's still mine.
time, it's time.
Scan the QR code, and you can cook along with us. Do you cook a salad? I feel like you
can.
compile a salad. Do you compile it?
Assemble, yeah.
Assemble the salad doesn't
I don't
sound
know,
very
like
sexy.
Warm
Assemble.
winter salads I would cook.
Like,
We're
you
going to
love a warm
build. We're going to
salad.
build a
Oh,
salad.
we're going to enjoy the salad.
Yes.
Maybe that's the.
I was going to
way.
ask, is there any other stone fruit you could use besides the peach? Or is the peach the best one?
Nectarine would
Nectarines
taste
would be
nice.
lovely. Yeah, nectarines would be my next guess. Otherwise, plums are also lovely with cheese, and they're so juicy. And
Apricot seems to drift
Apricots.
into the umami space a
You,
little
you
bit.
could make it work, absolutely, with a bit of spice. We've also got some beetroot. This is fresh beetroot that we've boiled. You could boil it with the skin on, just for about 20 to 25 minutes. Use a knife to check that it's tender.
Yeah.
And then you take it out of the water, let it cool, and peel it. And then we just cut it into wedges. So that's
And have pink fingers for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on your show, I made a mistake with my son's PE kit. Why is PE kit always white on white with white? I just don't understand it.
That's
Okay.
it's so not practical.
I'm going to follow Jay something. He gave me the most impactful advice: pickling. He pickles everything and has a pickle additive in everything that he's doing from the gut health perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
So I now use my apple cider vinegar with the
With
mother.
the mother.
And I'll pickle everything. If you're going to be doing
Amazing.
beetroot, when you cook up a batch, keep half and pickle it
A
to add to
pickled
salads, to
beetroot,
add to
yeah.
things. Your gut will love you for it.
Yeah.
But it's such a lovely flavor profile.
So delicious. I love beetroot and salad.
That's my
Look at
favorite
that.
one.
Oh man.
You've got
Wow.
those beautiful lines. You could flip them over and do them for another minute or two on the other side, and then that's enough.
And you've got to have the griddle pan.
That's-
You Mars, I'm sorry, that's the
Have
coolest thing, right?
to. It even tastes better when it has the lines on
Absolutely, and
it.
that's that beautiful extra caramelization. I mean, look at that.
Delicious.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so
we're
I'm
gonna mix
on
the
dressing
for us.
duty. What do you
Yeah.
need?
So this is a honey mustard vinaigrette. So we've got that's our honey.
Honey is going to take a while. so
Some
we've got
olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, and then a bit of salt and pepper.
Ah, look at
Whisk
this
that
olive oil.
together.
Look how beautiful that is. I think we are so spoilt in South Africa to get the olive oil that we do.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy who goes and get the director, reserve, you know.
Have you ever done an
pass you a
olive oil
knife,
tasting?
Graham.
I
Because
haven't.
it's incredible
Oh,
to see the different flavor profiles that we do get and how they affect the final dish.
Because it
It's
stands to
quite
reason. We've got the
amazing.
terroir, we've got the locations, we've got everything you need.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of mustard.
Oh, yum.
And then another little hack for your salad dressing, the way I always do it is I pop it into a glass jar, put the lid on and shake it. And within seconds,
Mixology.
it comes together.
Salt and
I think
pepper.
those are done. Those are looking good.
I love a
Right.
homemade dressing as well, as opposed to buying it in store.
Totally. You can
Yeah.
control the flavor. You can add different elements that you like.
100%.
Sure, I'm just
You're
taking
winning
it
at last.
easy over here
You
today.
chilling. I'm on assembly duty. So do we add the whole halves?
Those are
the
going to
halves?
go
Or do we cut them again?
onto the salad. I'm going
Okay,
to actually
perfect.
cut them up, I think.
Beautiful.
So-
That looks amazing.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
And that honey mustard flavor.
That is gorgeous. I love that
good.
with chicken as well. That honey mustard is a gorgeous,
Yes, it's
gorgeous.
a winner.
All right, I'm going to start putting the
So you got the
beetroot down.
beetroot, and we've got mixed greens there.
Delicious.
I love using a combination of lettuce and rocket just to give it a bit more
Yeah, something
flavor.
a bit more
With-
herbaceous,
yeah.
a
A
bit
bit of
peppery.
spinach is
flavor.
also nice.
we've
And
got
then
our
your beetroot's going to go on.
Oh,
And then
yum.
what we've also got there is a bit of cheese, which is lovely with the
the
fruit. It
goat's
just
cheese.
works
Yeah.
so well.
And
How
I think
do
like
I
a soft, like something
Assemble the goat
like a
cheese.
ricotta or something. You even make your own cheese, something like that. That doesn't
Yes.
necessarily have a strong flavour. I think
That's
would
it.
be
You can
great.
just crumble it on, or yes.
I mean,
use
we've
a
even got the
spoon.
beetroot-coloured ombre on our lettuce leaves just to sell
Beautiful.
the finished product.
You
It's
can
a work
use
of
feta
art.
as well, if that's what
Oh,
you've got.
for sure.
Shall I just
I do
pass
like the
these
creaminess
over?
of goat cheese, though. It
Yeah, I
adds
think there's like a
lovely
bit of a
flavour.
tartness there as well, which will work quite well.
Exactly. You can tear over some fresh herbs as well.
Nice.
And then we've also got some walnuts. And what I would say is always toast your nuts before you put them on your salad, just to enhance that flavor.
Right, so we're cutting our stone fruit along the equator and we are toasting our nuts. Those are two gems that I'm feeling the tunnies have been
There we
gatekeeping.
go.
Scan the QR code, cook along, show us the results. If it looks any better than ours, we don't want to see the picture. No, we want to see it. We want to see the most spectacular results. And of course, you can find the
beautiful.
most beautiful seasonal fruit at the moment. So deep dive there. And here is
some
our
of this
final piece of
on.
the puzzle.
Drizzle
Ooh.
some of that.
Oh my gosh.
Lunch is
I
ready.
want to get some more of
for
that sauce out.
breakfast.
There you
Exactly.
go.
Well, if ever lunch had
Beautiful.
to be a breakfast, this is
This is it.
It's
Teresa, well
beautiful.
done.
Delicious.
Oh,
How
please put this in your
Please make it
40-degree
for lunch.
heat today. Absolutely beautiful. No need to char the stone fruit. It just comes off the tree. You start
Pre-charred.
charred. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Find expressoshow.com and, of course, scan the QR code whenever you want to cook along. We'll see you after this. That
It
was
smells
fun.
incredible.
Yum.
Yay.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Are you excited, my friend?
I'm so excited,
Big weekend
Graham.
loading.
It's been a big January and we're getting into a fantastic weekend ahead because listen to this. The countdown is officially on for the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met 2026. It all goes down this Saturday, the 31st of January at the Hollywood Bets Kenilworth Racecourse. And it is horse racing, but it's also fashion, it's music, and it's all movement coming together in the most spectacular day.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
the first party of the year.
Yeah.
It's the year's official theme as well. symphony of style. We love that. It's open. I always use the term push the boat out.
I like that.
It was born out of moments like this. Have a little bit of fun. Just interpret in your own way, because no one is going to pull you down. Fashion is never just about what we wear. It's about how we interpret these opportunities for ourselves. So how we express and how we tell our stories. And I've learned through these processes you can do a lot.
You can.
With a little.
With a very little. A lot of material, a little bit of thought sometimes. Now, we're seeing editors and stylists describe it as a blend of orchestral elegance and also modern spectacle.
Okay.
Almost like your wardrobe is a musical score. And just as every orchestra brings together different instruments to create harmony, we celebrate how diverse styles and textures and even personalities unite to form one unforgettable masterpiece.
Because you've got a partner.
You do also have a partner.
Hey.
Or do I have a partner?
Hopefully you have a partner for these special events. But it's, yeah, I hadn't thought of it in that way. You can do a beautiful duet in your symphony of style. This is a very cool theme, because everyone kind of appreciates the emotion of music differently. So everyone's going to have a very different take or approach. And what is beautiful about this theme, it doesn't demand one style. Couture, drama, elegance, simplicity, maybe that's your vibe. Even something a bit more avant-garde. Think of kind of those red carpet looks. Maybe this is the chance to test your year's vibe. There is something for everybody under this creative umbrella. It's a really good theme.
I think so. And I love the expression that's going to come through from everybody. And like I said earlier, it is a movement. So jump on, have a good time. And just like a symphony where every single voice matters, in this case, it definitely does.
So if we think about it, flow. If you're thinking about sheet music and watching the music cascade down, you can get a flow. You can immediately see it. Something that echoes the rhythm, maybe in the movement of the material. Maybe dynamic textures that pop like percussion or show a beautiful collaboration between two different fields. Maybe something classic with a theatrical twist. We've seen a lot of that on our kind of Hollywood big stages at the moment. It's the era of individualism, and people are
I would
leaning
agree.
into that.
I would 100% agree. There's something happening right now where I think we're so bored of seeing the same thing over and over. We want a bit of expression.
Unless it's that couple that copied Kylie and Timothy. I
Then
don't
I'm
mind
here
seeing
for
it again.
Then I'm here for the
I'll
orange
see it
outfit,
again.
okay? But let's have a look as to last year's Met.
You do set the bar a little high for the rest of us, but
I was nominated for Best Dress, but the woman that won looked absolutely incredible.
better than you.
She took the theme
I want to
and
see.
ran.
I want to
You
see the
wanna
photos to prove it. I doubt
Meg
anyone would have.
She helped me with this outfit. She put it together. She helped design it and styled it. It was such an incredible day. The corset, which I mean, we know
You
I
and Meg
love.
had a really powerful year. This is our stylist here at work as well, who's doing a lot of work with you outside. And you guys dominated every space that you went in. You really had a good year fashion-wise, eh?
And there's me with a couple other outfits that you can see as well. Numuzi's looked incredible as per usual. And a couple of the guests that I got to chat to. We had them on the show as well.
Oh, the big boys.
Michael and
Kevin
Kevin.
Larena. Mike, he always has that.
There's Meg.
Oh, look at her.
She's
well
gorgeous.
done.
And this year she actually gets to showcase some of her work. So I'm really excited to
Hey,
see
listen,
that
I saw her
too.
work all over the SA20, which I was absolutely loving.
Of course, Nyovest needed to
must
make
drop
an
bombs.
appearance. Come on.
See, but you know, when Cass is rocking up with the bow tie, he's getting
Then
dressed
you
up.
know.
You know you got to get dressed up for the Met.
Yeah, we had a fantastic time last year, and I think it set the
he
bar.
looks happier to be next to you than you next to him, and I
I
like
had to
that for
convince
you.
him to
I
take
like
that selfie.
Whatever.
Ryle
Okay, this is
at one
not-
of his men.
This is not normal. I'm just going to say, okay, you don't have to look like you come from a GQ cover from Milan.
I think that's
okay.
the standard, Grace.
He is a male model, so just bear that in mind. Now, he is an official ambassador, obviously, for this incredible thing, being one of our Cape Town boys who really is so proud of his hood. But I think he also understands where fashion meets lifestyle in this space. Yes, it's a horse race, but it's an opportunity for young South African designers. Oh, look at his gorgeous wife. They were giving just a little taste of how you can dress down. If you want to, this is one of those where you can get away with it. You can you can lean into your nature boy status.
Right, it's an
Rock up-
outdoorsy event. It's hot as heck in Cape Town. So
Oh.
is that Graham Richards?
That must be from 1997. Do you know what I like about that photo? 2009, guys. Our
Graham.
director has just informed us. And that's jazz. Now, you can... It looks like this photo was taken at about 11:30 in the evening.
100%. That's the after party.
Yeah, that's
the after
my
party.
Face. That's hilarious.
Incredible. We are here for a good time, not a long
Ooh, there's
time.
even more.
There is Lolo, Lorenzo, Lucian, Graham looking fantastic. That must have been recent.
Yeah, and this is, we were working. This might have even been last year. Oh, look at the gang.
There's Gareth Cliff.
I know,
Incredible. And that's the thing. The Met brings together the entire country. People fly down for it. We dress up. We have a great time. And of course, all the horse racing magic goes down on Saturday. I think it's time to place those bets.
Yeah, man. Head over to World Sports Betting and start figuring out your plan of action for the day. Are you going by horse name? Are you going to ask your kids?
Ooh.
That was what I won out with. I asked last move of the day. I asked my son's advice and it won me out. So whatever mode you are going to be approaching, just do it with style. Make it a symphony of style, in fact, at the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met.
The countdown is on to the 2026 World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, where the thrill of the horse racing meets world-class style. From the thunder of hooves to the electric atmosphere trackside, this is race day at its finest. And you could be there to experience it all. 6 lucky viewers stand to win double general access tickets, plus 5,000 Rand cash. To enter, head to Expresso's Facebook, IG or X pages, answer the easy question and include their hashtag. Entries close midday, Wednesday, 28 January. T's and C's apply.
Oh man, I am so excited, and I'm all the way in Johannesburg. Guys, you just got me so amped for what is going to be happening in the Mother City on Saturday. Who knows? Maybe I might take a flight and come on over and be part of what is going to be absolutely spectacular on Saturday. But I do want to say that Symphony of Style, what a gorgeous theme. I feel like music tells a story, fashion tells a story. It's just beautiful. I love it. And I also love the fact that this morning we get to be absolutely blown away by our incredible guest. Everyone, I told you he is the future of hip-hop in South Africa. And this morning you get an incredible, amazing performance in your living room, Sana, just for you here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Everyone, please give it up for Ransu with Shots.
Yeah. Look, I've been rocking this behind the scenes. Can't compare nigga with the fiend. I said a prayer for my enemies. I'm on the road, they can handle me. Y'all been sleeping on me. How you play that game but don't pay attention? Look at them all, they got no redemption. I'm in the booth and never sounded better. Well represented. I'm on that level, higher pushing pedal to the metal. 100 miles at 187. She love the vibe, said it feel like heaven. I'm on that nuke, yeah, I'm zoning. Hit the club, ain't leaving till the morning. Hit the bar, I be with the homies. Got them jumping, yeah, you gotta love it. Can't touch me now, I'm just too involved. I got the moves, yeah, they supercharged. Yeah, it's slick, whole crew involved. Tired of it, this a coup de grace. If it ain't nice, don't know what it's called. If it ain't nice, don't know what it's called. No, we always taking shots. She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. No, we always taking shots. She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. Shots. 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 She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. No, we always taking shots. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Shots. Look. Bright lights, big city. Lost a lot of friends just to come and get it. Get it. Yeah. I'm always on a money mission, boy, I came a long way. Rapping from the phone till I made it here. I've been rapping out the dungeon, told you all my hitters want it. Told you now we never stop and sip on Hennessy, drinking straight out the bottle. Yeah, told her bring her friends over to the crib in about an hour. We can have them champagne showers. I know you a scholar, said she love the motto. 18, but she love to play for the 18. Rest of y'all can follow. Don't get offended, I don't give a f. I knew I came in for the riches, homie. When all these haters started faking on me, put the fires on me, hoping I ain't on it. From this side, I've been always on it. Get the work, gotta keep the hustle going in the booth. That's where I belong, till I get it right, till the sun comes up in the morning. Gotta put more passion in it. That's the motto, only worth the mention. Told them hitters they been sleeping on me. Now I'm really worth the mention. Sound wave making headways. I keep them all what the feds say. The talking file, I don't play safe. I'm on the phone with the check say. Yo, we always taking shots. She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. No, we always taking shots. She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. Shots. 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 She throw it up for the mob. Always 100 on the job. No, we never gonna stop, man. No, we always taking shots. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Shots. Let's go. Yeah. Shots.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. You're right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, we have still got so much to do. I mean, we're only halfway, right? And my friend, we love meeting up with you on the screen, but we also love it when we get to have a good time with you right here on our social media streets. So I've got the vibes here in front of me where we asked you, what's the scariest thing you've ever done that changed your life for the better? Let's take a look. Geraldine Leslie Job says, good morning, Expresso fam. For me, the scariest thing I ever did was resigning my stable job with the State Department after 27 years, then relocated to New Zealand by myself, leaving my family here in SA. Lived and worked in New Zealand for 4 years, all solo. It was an adventure of a lifetime. Oh my goodness! You are literally so gutsy, my love. That's incredible. Gary Oakham says, very first time watching, or rather traveling abroad alone, was meeting up with a friend in Barcelona. Massive airports in Dubai, Madrid, and Rome. They were so intimidating, but now I have the traveling bug. I am with you. I also traveled to Rome alone last year, and it was amazing. Let's have one more from Mutembelihle, who says, good morning, Expresso. One of the scariest things I ever did was moving to a new city all by myself. I didn't know anyone, and it felt overwhelming at first, but it taught me independence, confidence, and opened doors to new friendships and opportunities I never imagined. I truly, or rather it truly, changed my life for the better. That is so special. Everyone, thank you for sharing, and please continue sharing. We want to see those, and trust me, it is 100% inspiring somebody else. So do the right thing. Hashtag Expresso Show on all of our social media platforms. For now, I told you we're still cooking up delicious things. There's still great things happening here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, which is why my Cape Town family, what's happening? Where are we going from here?
Well, where we're going is some Taco Tuesday, in case you forgot. Listen, if you love tacos with a little drama, then I've got something just for you. It is a crispy black bean taco, and it is absolutely delicious and so easy to make. It is golden, crunchy tortillas wrapped around a smoky, savory bean filling that's just hearty enough to satisfy without feeling too heavy, and you get your protein and you get your fiber, right, Teresa?
Exactly. So there's a health element as well,
100%. So you've got some onions cooking so far.
Onions sauteing in some olive oil. You just want to soften them for a couple of minutes. This is really, really easy. It's one of those one-pan dishes where you just throw everything in.
Oh, I love the sound of that.
Cooks in a couple of minutes, so a lovely weeknight option.
Incredible.
And then
Okay.
we're going to put some garlic in next.
Garlic. I got you on the garlic.
Are you okay?
And a microplane. I've been practicing. Okay, wait,
I don't want you to mess up your nails.
I know. And these nails are for the Met, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So
a little bit of garlic. That you want to put in at the end, because obviously
at the
if you cook
end.
it too long. No,
Oopsies.
sorry, put it in now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, at the end of the onion cooking
Oh,
time.
okay, I got you.
Because if it burns, you get that bitter taste. So it
Yes.
just needs a little bit of time. 30 seconds is enough.
Is all we need. So this is what we've been talking about on the show, that garlic actually has a high sugar content. And so it does cook quickly.
It cooks very quickly,
Yeah.
So it doesn't need long.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Is anything falling out? No.
I'll scrape some of this off here.
Oh, there
There we go.
We got there.
I was waiting. I was hiding
oh my
underneath.
gosh, so patient.
That
Okay.
was perfect.
A little bit. Oh, the smell.
Amazing. Onion and garlic frying is just, it's the best. You
I
know?
once met a family that they don't even start their cooking with onion. I said, then where do you begin? They're like, no, we never use onion. I said, what?
I've met people like that as well. And for me, it's just a foreign concept, but some people just don't like
It's
it.
wild to me. Do you start with what? The beans, the meat, the spice? Speaking about spice, what have we got going
you
here?
want to throw everything in.
I
I've put the black
do.
beans in. Just make sure that you rinse them before you put them in. Okay, so we've got smoked paprika,
Delicious.
some cumin. That combination
Already.
is magic. It's just, so
Yum.
delicious. Some chili powder, some ground
Ooh,
coriander.
a bit of a bite then.
And you're really just heating this through. What you can do is while you're cooking, also just mash some of the beans with your spatula.
I'm here for it. So it's like a texture thing as you're eating it.
Yeah, don't mash all of them.
Yeah.
It's more just to help it stick together, but you also want the texture of the whole beans.
You know what? I'm here for a bean. I am here for
Love
a bean.
a bean is so good for you, so filling.
Yummy.
Always here for a bean, and with that spice combination, they are going
Yes.
to taste absolutely amazing.
It gives it a bit of an umami vibe as well.
Absolutely. So that's
And the
pretty
seasoning.
much done.
You can throw
Yes,
some of
salt and
that
pepper.
in.
Turn that off.
And then, do you need the lemon juice?
Yes, please. That's a bit of lime juice, and that
lime
also
juice.
just elevates the flavor.
Nice. I
And
wouldn't have thought of that.
That is it. And that's your filling ready.
Teresa, that was some rice. It's fantastic. But today we're going tacos because it is Taco Tuesday.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're using these cute little mini ones.
Adorable.
We're going to serve them flat, but you can obviously use the bigger ones and fold them in half.
Nice. And make like even a
Whatever you
burrito
have.
style.
Yes. Let's just check that that's, there we go.
Fantastic. I love the fact that we've got the lime in the juice form because when you eat tacos, it's all about the lime,
Exactly.
the guacamole,
Exactly.
the, how do you say it? De gallo, the pico de gallo, the tomato and onion
Yes,
combination.
and yes, you can salsa is nice. You can buy it.
Salsa,
you can make your
yes.
own. So we've got a homemade salsa here. So our lines are slowly coming, and we're using the griddle pan. We were talking about that earlier.
Yes. Just to get the marks on them.
I
Allow
think
us.
we've converted you today.
I'm buying this immediately. I can't wait. So the idea is to warm them. We're not like cooking
Yes,
them
not
necessarily.
cooking them. Yeah. So just check the instructions on pack. And I mean, it usually just takes a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
You can do it in the microwave, but I just think the griddle pan. You've
Come
got to have
on.
the lines. Yeah.
And also it adds a bit of flavor as well.
That's it. Yeah.
Very cute. You could even take a big wrap and then make circles out of it. You could like press
Yes.
a cup or a glass in there to make the smaller
You
ones.
could. Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start building this one. So what we're going to do is just put a little bit of cheese at the bottom.
Oh, yum.
Yummy, yum. And
Everything's
this,
better with cheese.
Oh, totally. And then we're going to put our filling on top, and you can be quite generous.
Sure.
So that's our bean that we cooked earlier. And then you can go crazy, add your favorite toppings. So your sour cream, your guacamole, your salsa, pickled onions, whatever you fancy.
Jalapenos.
Yes, totally. And what you can do if you want to is put this back on the pan and just melt that cheese a little bit so it all sticks together.
Yum.
And then here you can see we've got our finished ones.
Looking gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I will say though, that is probably a serving for one because I'm going to have about 4 or 5 of these in one setting. They are
small,
they're
so, you know,
small.
it's
They're
okay.
bite size. It's all right. Absolutely fantastic. The QR code is on your screen right now. Whip your phone out. You go to your camera, right? You put it over the screen. A little link will pop up. You tap it, and that will take you to the recipe tab on expressoshow.com. And then you can have a Taco Tuesday along with your feel good fam. And we want this for you. And you could have any filling anything. You could use the beans, you could use the prawns, you could use the chicken, or even fish. And we can't wait for you to enjoy the goodness that Teresa gave us today. And if you do, like Graham always said, send us a picture. We would love to see it and celebrate along with you. But we'll see you straight after the short break, and there may or may not be some tacos when you come back. I'm just saying. Let's delve into it right now.
Probably not.
Success starts with one opportunity. You could win a Stadio tuition bursary for your 2026 studies and take the next step toward a career that matters. Stadio Higher Education offers flexible, career-focused qualifications designed to prepare you for the real world of work, wherever and however you study. If you're ready to invest in your future, this is your moment. Enter now and tell us why you deserve this bursary. Your future begins with just one try.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, it's just gone 8 o'clock on the dot. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso on S3, and we're about to get into your national news headlines. We start here with Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, who expects electricity supply to be restored by Thursday, sooner than the initial 10-day estimate, after 2 power pylons collapsed in storm-force winds last Thursday. Now, power has been disrupted across most western suburbs, with vandalism cited as a contributing factor. The outage also triggered water disruptions, affecting businesses and schools, forcing some schools to shorten teaching hours. Now, repair teams have made steady progress over 4 days as assessments and rebuilding continue to stabilize the network, as well as restore services for residents and institutions. In other national news, South African National Parks says parts of the Kruger National Park, including Skukuza, are partially operational, and that's after heavy rains triggered severe flooding in Mpumalanga and Limpopo. Now, CEO Hapilwe Selo says repair costs may exceed 500 million rand, but praised staff preparedness, confirming no loss of life. Now, more than 500 employees remain cut off and are receiving food parcels. Limited gate access resumes this week. Selected camps reopen, while several rest camps, shops, gravel roads and open gate remain closed until strict safety restrictions as assessments continue park-wide. In your international news making headlines, the U.S. military is increasing equipment deliveries and intelligence sharing with Nigeria. And that's to help tackle Islamic State-linked militants, AFRICOM's Deputy Commander Lieutenant General John Brennan said. Now, he added that Washington is also engaging with Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, aiming to, quote, enable partners, end quote, with fewer restrictions. Now, the move follows U.S. diplomatic pressure on Nigeria over jihadist violence and comes after recent Christmas Day strikes on IS targets in northwest Nigeria. Now, last week's inaugural U.S.-Nigeria Joint Working Group meeting emphasized closer cooperation while addressing overlapping regional conflicts. Meanwhile, thousands flocked to Tokyo's Uno Zoo to bid farewell to Japan's last 2 giant pandas, twin cubs Zhao Zhao and Lei Lei, ahead of their return to China today. Visitors queued for up to 3.5 hours to see the cubs, whose departure leaves Japan without pandas for the first time since 1972. Now, the farewell comes amid tense Tokyo-Beijing relations after Japan's Prime Minister warned of possible military action, and that's if China attacked Taiwan. Now, China retains ownership of all loaned pandas, with host countries paying an annual fee of $1 million per pair. Closing off on this note, with this February, South Africans are encouraged to slow down, to look up and reconnect with nature. And that's through the Great Backyard Bird Count, running from the 13th to the 16th of February. From suburban gardens and farmyards to city balconies, neighborhood streets, or even local parks, anyone can take part. Now, the bird count aims to tally as many of the world's bird species as possible over a 4-day period. More than 800,000 people joined in last year in nearly every country, recording 8,078 species. Now, participants spend about 15 minutes spotting birds and share sightings using the Merlin Bird ID or the eBird app. Now in its 29th year, the count helps scientists track bird populations while reminding us how time spent in nature can truly spark so much joy. Well, that is where we leave your news for this Tuesday morning. Let's get those final sporting highlights from Gray.
Thank you so much, my friend. I've been so excited about this one name when it comes to the year's first big tennis Grand Slam, and I think Australia even more so. Ben Shelton has reached his third Australian Open quarterfinal, and he did it with a big win over Casper Ruud, now setting up a clash with two-time champion Yannick Sinner. He's found his form now after an early shake. He has dismissed Luciano Darderi in straight sets there to make his statement. And then on the women's side of the draw, the big guns, they are coming to the party as well. Iga Swiatek, she cruised past Australian qualifier Madison Inglis, Nat to book her quarterfinal up against Elena Rybakina. Oh, we cannot wait to see the tail of that tape tomorrow. Then, of course, in cricket, the ladies have been delivering in the Women's Premier League. Nats gave a brunch. She smashed her first Women's Premier League century to lift the Mumbai Indians to a record 199. This is T20 in Vadodara. And then, of course, a crucial 15-run win over the Royal Challengers, Bengaluru being the ultimate result there. So the RCB, they slumped to 35 for 5 before Risha Ghosh's blazing 90 kept them alive. But the chase did fall short as the Mumbai Indians jumped to second on the table now with that big win. Now let's get into some football from the English Premier League as Tierno Barry scored for the 4th time in just 5 Premier League matches as Everton recovered from a flat first half to draw 1-1 with Leeds United, get that valuable point. James Justin had earlier put the visitors ahead, but Barry's second half finish earning a point for that keeps Leeds now winless away since September. The pressure starting to mount. Now let's head over to La Liga, and Getafe's La Liga winless run is stretched to 7 matches now after they were held to a 1-1 draw by Girona, who struck a dramatic 95th minute equaliser. Luis Vazquez had put the visitors ahead just before the hour mark, but then Vitor Reis's late header earned Girona that vital point that now lifts them to 10th and yet further clear of relegation trouble. And that's where we leave our sports this morning. Once again, a massive shout out to Keith Boyd for joining us this morning on his record-breaking attempts. Hopefully that's inspired you. Let's inspire you to get out there and tackle the traffic right now.
Thank you so much, Gray, for that bit of motivation as we get into the last bit of the traffic that's on the roads. We start out in KZN in Durban West, where traffic is backed up on the N3 South, and that's after the ramp from Shongweni interchange. Now, heavy delays are being experienced along the affected route, so make use of an alternate route and do exercise some caution if you're headed that way. We move over to Cape Town next in Kuils River, where an accident has occurred on the R300 North, and that's before Van Riebeek. Now, all lanes are currently open. However, traffic is extremely slow moving through the area. So maintain a safe following distance, and wherever you're headed this morning, Mzansi, buckle up and, of course, arrive alive. That's where we leave your roads for now. Let's have a final peek at what's happening in your Tuesday weather. Starting out in Polokwane, where you're going to have rainfall expected later in the day. Our temperatures will start off with a low of 17 and reach a high of 30 degrees today, with light winds expected from the southeast. Let's move over to Klerksdorp now, where you can expect mostly sunny conditions for your region. Temperatures will start off with a low of 19 and climb to a hotter 34 degrees on your side. Winds are light and expected from the southwest. Well, out in Pretoria today, you can experience mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will range between a low of 19 and reach a mid 33 degrees with light winds expected to come from the north. We'll move into Johannesburg, where today you'll experience mostly cloudy skies. Now temperatures, they are going to be ranging between 17 and a high of 30 today, with light winds from the southwest. From the city of gold, let's move over to Mbombela, where today brings cloudy skies with light winds coming through from the east. As far as your temperatures are concerned, we start with 19 and peak at 30 degrees today. Well, Bloemfontein, you're up next, where today brings mostly sunny conditions to your side with light winds from the northeast. Your temperatures, they're looking like a 19-degree low with a 35-degree high out in Bloem today. Let's move over to the coastline in Richards Bay, where you'll experience partly cloudy skies with a low of just 23 degrees, reaching a high of 30 degrees today. Now you will experience some strong winds, and they'll be coming through from the northeast. Durban, you are up next, where you can expect mostly sunny skies today and also some warm conditions. Now in terms of your temperatures, 23 is where we'll begin with a 29-degree high. Your winds will be moderate coming through from the northeast. Mthatha, you're up next, where today you'll experience afternoon thunderstorms. Temperatures will start off with a low of 19 and reach a high of 32 degrees today. And your winds, they will be moderate coming through from the southeast. Well, out in Cradock on this Tuesday, you can expect mostly sunny conditions for your region. Your temperatures are looking like an 18-degree start and peak at 34 with strong winds from the west with gusts of up to 34 kilometers per hour. Well, GQ, what are you saying? Out in Ebeka today, you'll experience warm, pleasant conditions. Temperatures will start with 19 and reach 27 as your high. Now, moderate winds will be expected from the southwest with gusts of up to 42 kilometers per hour. Gorgeous George, let's see what's happening on your side. Today brings partly cloudy conditions, and temperatures will range between a low of 17 and reach a high of 25 degrees with light winds coming out of the south. Moving into Cape Town next, where you start off your Tuesday with cloudy morning skies transitioning to sunny conditions. Now this will be accompanied by moderate winds coming through from the south, starting out with 17 degrees and working its way up to 23. Out in Sutherland on this Tuesday, you'll experience some sunny conditions on your side. Temperatures ranging from a 13-degree chill and rising to 30 degrees today. Strong winds are expected to come through from the west. Kimberley, what's it looking like on your side? Today will bring abundant sunshine to your region. Temperatures will range between a low of 22 and a high of 37 degrees today. A scorcher out in Kimberley. Now let's see how Uppington is doing. 3 degrees hotter there. Today in Uppington, you'll experience sunny skies accompanied by moderate winds. 23 is how you'll start. 40 degrees is how the peak of today will look. And that is where we wrap up your weather for this Monday. But as you know, we cannot wrap it all up without giving you your final sunrise view of this hour. And we've seen something from KZN, from Gauteng. Let's see what the Western Cape is looking like. This one from Somerset West was sent from Aileen. And thank you so much, Aileen, for sharing your beautiful morning view with us. Somerset West, it's looking golden, baby. It is looking gorgeous. It is looking beautiful. And thank you for just capturing the pouring in of that beautiful light, letting us know that even in the Western Cape, it's going to be a fantastic day indeed. Well, we still have the rest of the week to get through, so take this number down if you don't already have it, 063-036-9649. That's how you get in touch with us directly in studio with all of your snaps, and we look forward to seeing that as we get into some possible luckiness just for you.
Oh man, I love the sunshine that just got poured into our life with that beautiful picture. Let's pour even more into the kitty. 19 million rand. In fact, Powerball doesn't play around. And if you're going to play today, you won't either. We are talking 10 million for Powerball and 9 million for Powerball Plus. So please play both. And you can do it in so many different ways. As always, we suggest going in-store with a smile, get that good karma going. You can go nationallottery.co.za, and that's where you'll find them online. They've got a great app that you can use. Your own cell phone banking app will generally have a little drop down, or you can just dial *120 *7529# and then follow the prompts. 19 million rand. all the reason we need. I'll even share a little bit with you. Of course, there is an opportunity to embrace the day on a whole different level, even without 19 million rand. We're going to motivate you right now. If you are in the film industry and concerned about what's been happening en masse at the moment, we're going to speak to those who know, my friend, because it's our industry. And we best be knowing why the funds aren't flowing. So we're going to delve into that, and then hopefully another Friday-like performance.
Yeah, 100%. But we'll also need to get into some entertainment news with our girl Ayanda. I can't wait to see it. Not Ayanda Chitobete, but Ayanda that we all grew up watching on our screens and enjoying from Hectic 99 back in the day.
Ah, now you're taking me back, girl.
Yep, she's made a comeback, and I can't wait to see what she's got for us.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, Mzansi. Always so good to be with you. And thank you so much for being in the building. Why? Because we need to have a family meeting. We need to have a serious conversation as South Africa. I say this because, my friend, imagine this country without the likes of Tsotsi, a movie that brought us all together because it won an Academy Award. Imagine this country without the likes of Sarafina, something that went over and above in terms of truly allowing people to understand what is happening in this country. Well, I want you today to take a look into what is happening right now when we talk about SA film and the industry. This morning, we're joined by representatives from the SA Film Jobs Coalition. Coalition, a national movement of industry bodies, including SAGA, ASA, IPO, as well as WGSA, who are leading a major mobilization in Cape Town on the 28th of January 2026 and in Pretoria on the 29th of January. Now, they are here to discuss the deepening crisis caused by the DTIC's stalled film incentives, which has already pushed the sector toward a 50% contraction and put thousands of livelihoods at risk. That's not hundreds, it's not tens, it's literally thousands. And my friend, this is why we need to have this conversation. This is why I said it is a family meeting. So everyone, please, let's welcome our guests. It's Luke Rouse from the Independent Producers Organization and Simon Makwela, a chairperson from the South African Guild of Editors, who will be breaking down why this march is so important and why it is a critical turning point for the future of South African storytelling and beyond. Everyone, let's give them a feel-good welcome, please. Now, gents, I know what we're talking about isn't necessarily feel good, but I wanted to give you a feel good welcome because I feel like what you guys is doing is so important. So thank you for leading this conversation. Thank you for leading the movement. But let's jump right into it because we know that this is something that you wouldn't just be doing because you want to. It's because it's something that's unavoidable.
Yeah, no one wants to be here.
Yes.
It's nice to be with you in the morning, but no, this is an uncomfortable and difficult topic, and it's really because of the failure of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition that we're here. They provide an incentive, 4 different streams of incentives, and those incentives have not been functioning for the past 2 years, since March 2024. So we need to make a plan and mobilize and get people out there. That's why we're meeting outside Parliament tomorrow morning and outside the DTIC offices on Thursday morning. And we want to get as many people, you know, I'm a producer, but it's not just producers who are affected. It's actors, writers, editors, directors, crew members, cast. Everybody has a trickle-down effect. And yeah, we've got to raise awareness and get people out there.
100%, even presenters, myself, we're all affected by it, right? But then can you talk to us, please, Simon, just about, you know, how many direct and indirect jobs actually have been affected in terms of nothing happening since 2024? And what does it actually mean that these incentives haven't been put into place properly?
Just a quick correction. I'm not the chairperson. I'm the public representative of the South African Guild of Editors. In terms of jobs, I mean, we've got anything between 60 and 100,000 jobs. It depends on direct and indirect, because if you think about shooting a film, right, you're going to go shoot on a location, you're shooting in a community. Every rand that is spent in that community can multiply as an economic multiplier. You're talking about staying in hotels. Hotels feed people. They house people. You know, there's cleaners. All of those people benefit from a film shooting in that area. And now imagine those are dollars being spent in South Africa. We've lost over 2.5 billion since this incentive has been stalled. And that is a heavy, heavy impact on people's jobs, people's livelihoods. We've had people that literally have had to sell their houses, sell their cars. You know, they can't keep their children in school. And these are professional jobs, you know, people that have worked to entertain other people. It's a very essential part of our cultural heritage as well, because films build culture. And at the same time, you know, these are people that contribute 48.4 billion to the South African GDP. That's what the industry reflects in terms of numbers.
Right, and now this industry is the one that's on the brink of collapse and no one's doing anything about it. So then,
well, we are. We're doing something about it.
Well, yes, this is why I said you guys deserve the welcome that you're getting, because genuinely, you know, leading something like this is so important, and this is why we're saying thank you to you guys. But then let's talk about why it is that there have been no adjudications or any approvals since 2024. What's the reason that's been given?
Yeah, let me make a correction. It's March 2025 was the last approval meeting, but it has been 2 years since then. And the reason we're given from the department is that they don't have money. They've run out of money. But the department is given its budget from Treasury within 3-year cycles, and there should be enough money. So that's why we think there's been significant maladministration, and we need an investigation into the reckoning of how these funds are dispersed. A film project starts with the producer and trickles down to all of these other service providers that were mentioned. But the incentive has become such an essential part. There are about 120 different territories around the world that offer incentives in different forms, tax credits, tax rebates. The South African incentive is a tax rebate, a cash rebate. It's only applicable if you've spent the money. So not only are the DTIC not meeting to adjudicate new projects, but when they do, and when you've received an approval, it takes forever. There's such a long process, sometimes 12, 18, 24 months for you to receive your funds back from them. And then it's the producer's responsibility to carry their debt for that period of time, which has really caused a massive problem. Also, it's not digitized. We still have to hand in paper hard copies to the Pretoria offices. We were promised a digitized portal back in September 2023 that hasn't come to fruition. So we need to hold our elected officials to account and push for them to do their job and for the government to hear our cries, because not only is it essential for us to tell our stories and to entertain South Africa, but you know, film products are an advertisement for the country to the rest of the world.
Facts.
We've seen from Game of Thrones, we've seen from any number of big, big international set pieces. Everybody wants to go to Budapest because of Game of Thrones. It sparks tourism, it sparks other industries, and we're not having enough of that in this country. And something's got to be done about it.
100%. So then, gentlemen, let's talk then about, what is the risk of the total collapse of this industry of ours? For people who are sitting there being like, why is this so important? And also just in terms of how they can get involved. Please talk to us about that as we wrap up.
One of the key issues that producers predominantly face is the fact that it's difficult to attract investment. An investment into an independent film gives stable and sustainable jobs to individuals that work in the industry as well. I mean, if you are an investor and you want to get your money back from an investment, it's anything between 25 and 35%, depending on which incentive you're on. And the risk of me putting a million rand or 10 million or 20 million into a production and not getting that money back in due time then puts the producer themselves under risk for that.
100%.
So the risk of, as you're saying, the risk of the impact of if this collapses entirely, we will lose our cinemas. Literally, our cinemas are already struggling. We're seeing only 3% of market share in terms of what our cinemas put out in terms of South African films, right? And the world itself, I mean, when you talk about people leaving an industry, they're going to leave the industry because they can't afford to work in the industry. And they're going to go somewhere else. It's going to be difficult to get those people back. We're losing skilled jobs to other territories. People are going overseas to incentive-driven countries, because these countries do compete for these incentives as well. Hollywood has gone internal now, a lot of it, because of tariffs and all of these things that have been taunted in the media. There's a buy-up of other assets. I mean, it's a huge ecosystem that is just kind of compounded. But South Africa needs to do something. If we do nothing, then we lose out on opportunity to be great. We've had great films, like you mentioned, Sarafina. We've had Tsotsi. We've had other films here. Cry of the Beloved Country was shot here. We've got Mandela, The Long Walk to Freedom with Idris Elba here. That was shot here. Those were all a result of having a film incentive that was strong and competitive,
100%.
that allowed for those foreign investments to come into the country and create foreign jobs around that as well.
100%. And gents, this is why I genuinely wish you all of the best over the next 2 days. We know that it's going to be incredible in terms of just the support you're going to get, because we know how important the SA film industry is. And to anyone who does want to support just tomorrow, just in terms of coming and being with you, thank you so much for allowing that. And
let me just reiterate those details. So we're outside Parliament in Cape Town tomorrow morning from 7:30 in the morning till 11. And if you want any more details, just search our hashtag Save SA Film and TV Jobs. And then we're outside the DTIC offices on the 29th, Thursday, from 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock. We're there with pickets. It's going to be a joel. Please come and enjoy the festivities.
And the camaraderie.
Yes, exactly. It's not all doom and gloom. We want to celebrate, and we want to encourage people to come out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Last thing, we also want to connect, because I mean, as many film practitioners as possible show up. You're going to meet people, you're going to be able to network, we can build bigger relationships, etc.
Amazing.
So we encourage all film practitioners to come through and support the marches.
Amazing. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We appreciate it. And Mzansi, you got all of those details. It is literally what you need to do. Why? Because it affects all of us, not just the people who are producers and editors and presenters. No, it is all of us. You've got all the details. We're going to jump on into an ad break. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. So good to be with you. You're hanging out with your besties. Yes, it is us on Expresso. And we're bringing along our bestie, okay, who is also yours, because this is a familiar voice in the entertainment space. It is somebody who has continued to absolutely be instrumental in shaping conversations, as well as, my friend, connecting audiences in the most beautiful way. Everyone, I'm going to ask you to please put your hands together for the person who is giving us today's entertainment news locally and internationally. Is none other than Ayana Makuzeni. Hello, my lovely. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing, thank you.
You look good, by the way.
You look stunning too, darling.
And we're color coordinating here.
I know, right? I was literally going to say, who told you? Baby, let's jump right into it. We don't have a lot of time. What is happening in our entertainment news?
All right, the first one, we all know that Bravo LaRue has passed on.
Yes.
And he was in Switzerland. So now, the group, the management group has already went onto social media. They've put a fundraiser, they've set up a fundraiser up for donations to bring back his body back to the country. And I'm just wishing everyone will go onto social media and to find the link and donate where they can.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I mean, we've lost an incredible voice. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a storyteller. We've lost a remarkable musician and
Oh, man. And I think it's so sad also just to know that, you know, he was with his partner and now they just had welcomed a baby. It really is something that's really painful. And like Ayanda said, you know, may he rest in peace. And if you are somebody who does feel led to just donate something, I hope that you do. Because genuinely, it's just a young person who sadly lost their life. But my love, you know, moving from that, what else has been happening in South Africa?
All right. So now, you know DJ Maphorisa, right? So now he didn't just make a random move. He paid all the royalties, 8 million rand. So now this was just a direct response to all the allegations. We've heard the musicians such as Sir Trill and something Soweto who complained about this guy. So he even joked about saying if he had 5 million rand, 1 billion rand, he would actually donate it to the music industry and change the music scene. So what is he trying to say about the music scene?
It needs money. It does. It needs money.
Does it need fixing?
Yeah. Babes, everything needs fixing in South Africa.
Okay. Are you a big fan of Maphorisa?
I mean, I will say I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of South African entertainment. I'm a fan of, you know, people who help out the young people. So this is why, I guess, when those rumors surfaced, it was almost like a thing of highball. But I thought now we're helping the young people the way that he does. But here we are now, and we're like, okay, cool. You know, there is a specific way in which we're moving forward. 8 million rand is a lot of money. I even saw people making jokes about how, of course, he wasn't showing who the money was going to, but there was a specific person that he had paid 500,000 rand to. And essentially it was a thing of like, Sana, they were like, that's Kabza. They were like, we know it's Kabza. But yeah, I definitely think that it's a great thing.
And our last local news, I have to read this one. A huge shout out goes to our very own Sandile, Khopola SK, better known as SK Original. The man is literally smashing it. He recently linked up with the UK's funniest podcast duo, James and Fahad from Shoots and Gigs during SA Tour. So now imagine being on that show, showcasing his work. This will open so many doors for our South African artists. And this is not the first piece he has given to international celebrities. He's given his work to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, the channel has got million subscribers, so this will open doors for this guy. The fact that he uses hammer to create a masterpiece, that is incredible.
It's crazy. I literally jumped in his DMs and I was like, dude, you are so amazing. Like, I think the whole world should be able to see you. And for me, it was because I had seen when he gave I Show Speed, the work of art that he did for him. And he's also made, you know, work of arts for Tusombedu, as well as Pearl Tusi. And I'm just like, I love the fact that his work is going viral. I think he deserves it.
I mean, kudos to him, man. Kudos to him. I just wish one day he'll just create some masterpiece about me as well.
I mean, I know.
All the way from Limpopo, I mean, come on.
Come on. I am so with you. I'm waiting for the day as well, SK. But I love the fact that everybody is now waking up to his genius. I think that's the beauty of it.
Kudos to him.
Yes, 100%. So you're going to have some international news for us, my darling.
That's coming up now or later?
Yes. Shall we do it? Shall we do it? You can give us just a little bit of a teaser. What's coming up in the international news?
All right. What's coming up is Rachel McAdams.
Yes.
Yeah. And some feud that's happening internationally, which the two finally kissed it out.
Oh, nice. We like peace.
Yeah, all that and more coming up after the commercial break.
I love it. Don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We're going to jump on into it. And when we come back, more of the entertainment news you love right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
And you are in the Mnandi place. I'm talking about your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on S3. And today we are breaking down international entertainment news with none other than Ayanda Makuzeni. Now,
yes. Now let's just take a helicopter and travel abroad.
Yes.
Now, Rachel Adams honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
So now Rachel McAdams was honored with the 833rd star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in a ceremony on Hollywood Boulevard, recognizing her long and varied film career, from breakout roles in Mean Girls and The Notebook to the Oscar-nominated performance in Spotlight. The 47-year-old Canadian actress delivered an emotional speech thanking her parents, longtime partner Jamie Lynn. You know how she's private about her life?
Yes.
So now this was a big moment where, because she doesn't even have social media, so for her to come out with a partner, the fans went crazy.
I love that. And just going to also tell you, mentioning Mean Girls as well as The Notebook, she did both those movies in 2004. So for me, I'm like, she showed so much, like, I want to say, not just being a dynamic actress, but also more than anything, she showed range.
Oh, yeah.
From being a mean girl to being the
Spotlight.
Notebook. Yes, I love it.
I love her. Congratulations to her. Now, from rivals to lovers.
Yes.
So now the stars of heated rivalry lit up the Olympic stage in spectacular fashion. Connor Story and Hudson Williams, known for the fiery on-screen hockey feud, carried the Winter Games torch together. Their appearance drew massive crowds and social media buzz, blending the drama of their hit series with the grandeur of Olympic tradition. Fans cheered as the duo passed the flame, marking a rare moment where television rivalry transformed into real-world unity.
I like
what
it.
bromance.
I like it, but I don't know if I trust it.
Why?
Do you remember when Casper and AKA took pictures together?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
PR stunt.
But that's the
PR
thing.
stunt.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was always like they would take pictures together and be like, yes, we like each other again. And then they'd fight again. And even then, I mean, I don't know what was real, what wasn't. And that's fine. And I love them both.
And it looked like they were about to kiss. Because I was like,
Really?
oh, are they going to do it? And the social media went crazy. They're like, don't do it.
That's so funny. But you know what? We like peace either way.
We like peace. We love reconciliation as well. So now the last news story. The fashion world bid farewell to legendary Italian designer Valentino. The fashion world bid farewell to legendary Italian designer Valentino in a star-studded funeral held in Rome last Friday, with Hollywood and fashion icons paying tribute to the icon. And among the notable attendees were Anna Hathaway, Donatella Versace, Tom Ford, many of whom honored the designer. The ceremony took place at the historic Basilico, and it was such an incredible, because even the fans who attended the funeral were outside. They all wore black and a touch of red. And you know how Valentino loved red from the young age. When he spotted outside at the opera in Barcelona, when he spotted a lady wearing red velvet, and then that's where he decided that when a woman wears red, they feel as if they are icons. They are icons. So now the fans rocked up in a touch of red.
That's beautiful. And you know that for me, that just speaks to a legacy and a life well lived. Like that's something that can never, ever be forgotten. Why? Because of what Valentino did. So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, even Anna Hathaway went out to Instagram and shared a special moment where she said they didn't just share fashion. You know, she went on about how they used to go to karaoke together. Imagine Valentino at a karaoke night.
With you, Sana, Sana. I love it.
He's a fashion god, and then him just acting foolish.
I love it.
I love it.
I also think it reminds you that everyone is human.
Has a child in them.
100%. 100%. Mayanda, thank you so much for
coming
through,
That's it for the international news.
Yes.
That was nerve-wracking.
You killed it, my darling. We appreciate you.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you for coming through.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you again soon,
Yes.
darling. Yes.
Bye.
Listen, this is how we do it. We always bring an absolutely incredible human being to come through and just allow you to have a look into what exactly is happening in entertainment all around the world, Mzansi, especially, though, right here in our beautiful home. Right about now, though, we need to jump on over to Cape Teasy, Post Cheesy. Mike Graham, what's going on that side? How are we getting into the last part of the show?
My brain is still confused because I don't know. We're baking something, but it's a no-bake. So what are we doing? Are we compiling it again? Are we mixing? I don't even know what my role is. But we are back with Teresa. And you know why I love this human being so much? Just a moment ago, there were 3 of us in the kitchen, and it looked like you didn't have a job to do. The panic that set in. You know an A-type personality when you see it. No, this, it really has kind of ticked a lot of boxes for me. It's chewy, it's coconutty, and yes, easy to make. These are no-bake coconut cookies, and they are perfect when you want a sweet treat without turning on the oven. With just a handful of pantry staples, you can whip up a batch that's naturally sweet, satisfying, and ready in minutes. I think this is going to be a massive kid's favorite. Ideal for snack time, for lunch boxes, or just for ourselves whenever we need a pick-me-up. And again, I'm left with the terminology. We seem to have been skirting around cooking, baking, and compiling with all of these wonderful hacks today. But there is a beautiful flavor profile here. I love desiccated coconut. I love the coconut flavor profile.
Absolutely love it. This has got family recipe written all over it. It's a 1-bowl recipe. It's no bake, as you said, so the kids can make it. I think I'm going to make some for lunch boxes tomorrow, actually, now that I'm standing here.
I'm thinking I'm going to get my kids to make it for lunch boxes tomorrow.
Even
you know?
better.
And we talk about investing or getting your kids invested in mealtime. Let them be a part of the creative process. They will love it. That's core memory stuff as well for them.
I completely agree.
I'm ready to do my very minuscule job. What?
It's all going to go into the bowl, and you're going to mix it very, very easy. So coconut is our base, incredible flavor. And then we've got some smooth peanut butter, which we're going to add in. And you can use almond butter as well, if you prefer that flavor. A smooth one will work best. And you don't want it too runny, otherwise your mixture is going to be too runny. So that looks perfect.
That's pretty much the only thing we got to worry about, really, is that our peanut butter does the trick that it needs to do.
Then we've got a bit of honey for sweetness, and that again you can adjust to your sweetness preference.
If you're playing in like the stevia and the sweetness space like that, how do you kind of rate ratio from sugar to honey to sweetener? How does your mind kind of work around those things?
So the thing with honey is it's going to impact the texture and how soft it is, how firm it is. So the honey is better. Yeah, if you're going to add a sweetener instead of the honey, you then need more peanut butter. You need something just to kind of bring it all together. So keep the texture in mind.
That was actually quite a clever question, hey? It was actually quite a good one. Am I putting all the salt in?
All the salt, yes.
There we go.
Just
I think
the
that's
flavor.
enough of the honey, our star of the show.
Yes, and then you just mix it all together. And you want a thick, sticky mixture. So
it will be such.
It'll keep the kids busy for a while.
Oh, yeah, and I love like tactile things.
Yes.
Okay, it is actually starting to work. It's one of those that you think is not going to work out at all, and then it does start to come together.
Keep going, and it looks a little something like this when you're finished. And I'm going to start rolling. You sort of have to roll and press it together. It's almost like a date ball kind of vibe.
Yeah, I was going to say the
snacks
of date balls.
Yeah, so just roll it, and then you press a little hole in the middle.
And speaking of which, I suppose coconut and dates would go really well together in this format. It gives you a wonderful tool.
And you could customize this with add-ins, so chocolate chips, chopped nuts.
You see now the real
cocoa
Teresa
powder
comes out.
Unless
I'm coming to make a salad. Whatever.
I can't fool you.
Whatever. Oh, no, this is very cute.
So very
if you've got like bake sales and things like that happening at school,
oh my gosh.
you know, if you want your child to get invested and kind of dive into the culture at school, this is again a great way for them to kind of earn their stripes.
Exactly. If they have long days with extra murals, which we're getting now.
And I do like, you know, if it's that long day, extra, then I will put a little sweet treat. I'm a little bit more.
I'm the same.
But often you need to pick me up at that time. Like I'll take like a mocha java type vibe, a little bit of something just to pick up the mood.
Exactly, that 3-4 p.m.
Yeah, dopamine buttons. I know I knock them all the time, but it's okay to feel happy about what you're eating occasionally.
You must enjoy it. That's the point,
exactly.
Isn't it?
So we've done a lot today. We really have, as I say, pushed the boat out. So scan the QR code, head over to our website, cook along, or try and emulate, if you can, the stone fruit. I think that is the star of the show
Such
for me.
a winner.
Absolutely beautiful salad, paired it with some beautiful goat's cheese, bit of crunch. Gorgeous, gorgeous way to embrace summer. Then we've got our little crispy bean tacos. And I think all the coriander in the studio ended up there, which is why I was asked to leave the kitchen with some nice guac. Beautiful. And now we're rounding it off with our little sweet treats.
Little sweet treats.
Okay,
so
I do believe you.
cute.
I didn't want to sound like I didn't have faith, but it does actually all come together, and you get that right kind of consistency.
There we go. And then you're just going to pop them in the fridge for about half an hour to chill.
Okay.
And store them in the fridge as well. And then you've got your cute little bite size.
How long would you
treats.
keep?
I would say a week or two. I mean, they're very delicious. So realistically, maybe 2 days.
Not more than a day, probably, is where you're at.
But just pop them in the fridge. They'll keep for a good few days.
Oh, I love that. And we're all about meal prep. So this is a
Yes.
great way. You can get your kids involved in their own version of meal prep for the week ahead.
Exactly.
It's just
Love
a
it.
great way to introduce foodie culture in your family. Respect the food making process. And I say this directly to my kids who have no shame in just showing a complete lack of appreciation for all of the effort I put in the kitchen.
Oh,
So much
terrible,
effort,
man.
Greg.
Terrible.
I love this. A no-bake cookie.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Love
here
it.
for it. I'm so here for it. Am I here for the taste test, though? Absolutely.
All right, Miss
Yes.
Sassy Paps. I didn't even ask you to come in for the taste test. You just wandered
I
in here.
inserted myself.
Waltzed in.
I mean, it looks.
it's
Ooh,
so cute.
okay. It feels kind of like cookie dough.
Yes.
Yes.
It's got that chewy
Yeah.
texture.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Which
We'll call these the Zozos, because Zoe absolutely loved her cookie dough. So I think a cookie in cookie dough form she would have loved. So Zozo, these are for you in
And they
Australia, wherever
taste
you are.
incredible. I was a little bit skeptical, I'm not going to lie. That is a 10 out of 10. I love what you were saying about the afternoon pick-me-up. This is 100% that.
Now that you're drinking really, really strong coffee as well, hey, one of these is a
She
strong
stepped
coffee.
up in the world, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Adults eat with the
unstoppable.
kids' treat. Oh, yum. No, that's really good. With the nuts in there? Are there nuts in there?
I think this is
These ones have nuts on it, yes.
might be one of the most diverse little menus we've ever created on a Tuesday morning. Teresa,
Something
thank you
for
so much.
everyone.
I know, it really
Pleasure,
is.
pleasure.
And literally bespoke bite size for everyone in studio. Hopefully we've inspired you to look at your pantry a little bit differently, certainly to look at your seasonal fruit and make the most, and have a little bit of childlike fun in the kitchen. Let's see you now.
Ah, well done, guys.
This is good.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back for the final time. It is your feel-good breakfast show in Listen Mzansi. You could feel very good and hit it lucky when you play Powerball and Powerball Plus, and that's for 19 million rand in total estimated jackpots. It all goes down today. So play Powerball for an estimated 10 million, and then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 9 million rand today.
Am I right? This is in the zone. Because sometimes if it's too big, you're like, there's no way.
Right.
There's no way. And if it's too small, you're like, come on, like I'm like, what's a million? Come on, 19 is perfect.
Perfect.
What are you waiting for? You can get your tickets. You can do it in store. You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can use their mobile app. You can use your own cell phone banking app, or you can just dial *120 *7529# for USSD, and you can even use those numbers in your numbers.
You could. We're not saying what we're saying. Now, we posted all the details on our Expresso social media pages. Check it out. Go Panda Pusha Play Powerball Plus for 19 million rand in total estimated jackpots.
That is massive. Ransu, please, can you make it a Friday? Officially, just turn this Tuesday into a Friday right now for us. Please, sir.
Oh, he is about to do that indeed, my family. And of course, it is because he's just so incredible at what he does. So much so that we're not done asking him some questions. We're going to do a quick fire with Ransu. And I hope that this allows you into his mind and into his heart a little bit more, Mzansi. Ransu, are you ready?
I guess so.
You better be. You better be. Okay, let's jump right into it.
Let's go.
First song you ever released?
New King.
Do you still listen to it?
Yes, every day.
Oh, the exact moment you knew music could be a real career.
2017.
What happened?
I was in school. I just graduated, got my first job.
Yes.
Worked for like 6 months, and I was like, nope, I'm going back to the studio.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. I mean, he's doing great, okay? Then studio or stage, where do you thrive most?
Studio.
The
studio is nice.
Studio's nice. It is a nice place, right?
Yeah.
But one SA artist who inspired your sound early on?
Nasty C.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
See you, bro.
I see that. The biggest misconception about being an independent artist in South Africa?
The biggest?
Misconception.
that it's easy and cheap.
It is very expensive. It is. Even having a team.
It's not.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one challenge young musicians aren't warned about.
You need to practice, write every day. If you don't, you're not going to get better. That's the only way to improve.
I love that. Best advice you've ever received in the industry?
Trust yourself.
Oh, love that. A risk that you took that completely changed your career.
A risk that I took?
That changed your career.
Yeah, it was resigning.
Nice.
Since, I haven't looked back since, so yeah.
That's incredible.
That's the biggest leap.
What was the job?
I was a banker.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Sana, the money wasn't for you, hey?
Yeah, so...
Well, at least that money. You wanted the other money.
The other one.
The other one. I love that. Let's talk about your dream collaboration in South Africa.
You know, it's a lot to mention.
Yeah?
Elaine is a good singer. Shakina is a good singer.
Yeah.
Nasty, Casper, Tuk Singanga already, ticked box.
Oh, tick box. Come on, let's go.
You know?
Internationally?
Internationally, it's gotta be Kendrick, man.
Oh, I'm so glad you said
Drake.
Kendrick. I thought you were going to say Drake. I'm very glad you said
Kendrick.
Thank you. Let's talk about the sound that you think is representing South Africa on a global stage right now.
I call it African hip-hop. Okay. You know, there's elements, and you can hear that this song comes from South Africa, or it comes from Africa as a whole.
I love
You know, there's a whole difference between the international sound. Even though they always say it's the same,
Yeah.
like, you know, we're copying the style from overseas, but we have our sound in South
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And what would you say, though, is the proudest career moment for you so far?
Performing on the Back to the City
stage. Yeah.
That was amazing.
That's so special.
Honoring who? The late WHP. The performance was great. I was there with Tasman.
That's incredible.
Great.
I love that, especially honoring someone so big. Come on.
Yeah.
One sacrifice, though, that people don't see behind the scenes.
Traveling.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lot of traveling.
Yes.
You have to, you know, let go of the things that you want to do personally and go to work first. So compromising
Yeah.
your schedule.
You have to sacrifice for the greatness, Gesana.
Yeah.
Which you're doing.
You have to put in the work.
Come on. A song of yours that means the most to you. Which one is it?
It's definitely Find My Way. It's the first song that I feel like was a full, complete song.
Yeah.
You know, it's big, it's enormous, it has a great message. So yeah, Find My Way.
I love that. And we're getting to see it very soon, Mzansi. And then, if you weren't making music, what would you be doing? Not banking, obviously.
In an ideal world, I'd be a soccer player.
Oh, yes.
Striker, number 9.
You
yeah.
did say, okay, Lodge, we see you. One piece of advice for upcoming SA artists.
Put in the work, whether you're at home, whether you're in the studio. As long as you can write on your own, you know, we have a lot of technology that you can use, utilize. We have phones, you know, so push wherever you are.
Come on. And then finish the sentence for us. The future of SA music is...
African trap.
Oh, you are so cute and so sweet. Me, I was going to say Ransu. Ransu is the future of SA music. That's what I was going to say. But that's why God didn't give me the talent and he gave it to Ransu. Ransu,
oh, man.
We really are so proud of you, like I said before. And we're so excited to finally Find My Way on Expresso for the first time. Are you ready for us?
Yeah, it's a special rendition of the song,
Yeah.
you know, especially for this occasion.
Beautiful. Well, Mzansi, I want to ask you to please give it up for the king. It is Ransu, and he is about to perform Find My Way on Expresso for the very first time. It is featuring Malik, as well as the Grammy Award-winning Soweto Gospel Choir. Everybody make some noise! Come on.
Yeah. May all seasons of the year, all hours of the day be free of disaster. May the stars of good come. May the stars of evil disperse. May heaven, earth, and all water guard all living things. May all the constellations sustain and protect you. Until the time comes when you see that you contain the universe inside of you. Life is short, time is fast. No replay, no rewind. So enjoy the moment. Nothing looks better than a man who dims a woman's light for the child that she never planned. She gets insulted by the public any given day. She kept on wondering how she ended up broken, forced to give away her pride. She looked at God, started losing faith. Searching for answers, asking why she never got a single break. She came to trial with the devil and the Lord on her case. Looked up to the heavens and she prayed to God, make a better way. They say love only fix you if it's broken you before. Leave contentment in the riches, open mind is what you want. I'm a youngin', but my style is something that is yet to come. I'm a thinker, not a drinker, I still got it in my shining silver star. You could call it what you want. Give me nothing but the best, still hobby cutthroat. Take away my aims, you could try to take away my spins. Let it sing, I still do it for the song. Yeah.
May I be rooted back in my lane, 'cause we all make mistakes. My dreams, my thoughts, let me right my wrongs. Don't dwell on my flaws, just help me find my way.
You see him smiling, but he fighting every demon inside. His pants full of transgressions, money, drugs, power. What you want? What you want? What you want? It gets easy to forget to love yourself first. If you have fallen victim to abuse, I'm truly sorry. He failed in an attempt to kidnap his own daughter. Ain't no wonder why his wife left him at the age of 55. They say love only fits you if it's broken you before. Be contentment in the riches, open mind is what you want. I'm a youngin', but my style is something that is yet to come. I'm a thinker, not a drinker, I still got it in my cup. Shining silver star, you can call it what you want. Give me nothing but the best, still hobby cutthroat. Take away my aims, you can try to take away my spins. Let it sing, I still do it for the song. Yeah.
May I be rooted back in my lane, 'cause we all make mistakes. My dreams, my
soul, I spill out my stress on this record, put it in God's hands for him to bless. This right here for the woman working harder than usual to survive through the struggle, bringing light from the darkness. Pray the Lord give you solace, you a queen, and you know this, you deserve nothing lesser than the best. I'm just honest, if he don't love you like he should, hold you down like he should, then you better know your worth, because it's only one chance you get to go. Don't you let it go, don't you let nobody tell you not to be exactly what you want. You can get it if you want. She working overtime just to pay her bills. Her baby daddy never home, but she made it still. You see her smiling, but she fighting every day she has lived. It's like serenity refined, do it for her kids. I'm painting pictures of home. The gospel is what I chose. Shining silver star, one time for Expresso.